This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Oh. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the LinkUp podcast with you, Mr. King, Kana Woods here in the building today. We got Rashid here as well, and today we got a special guest in the building joining us for this episode. None other than Martin Zone, Anthony. I don't know if you want to last name out there as well, but I mean,
yeah, you can.
Also known as Pop Tarts.
Some people don't want the full government out there.
I don't mind, Anthony Donker.
I don't know if you're trying to run from anybody. You want to be like hidden.
IRS, maybe not.
I mean, if you run from the IRS and you got a Dutch passport, we really got a problem. What's the Dutch equivalent? Is there
Belastingdienst?
Belastingdienst, yeah.
Belastingdienst.
Yes,
Tax bureau.
I can't understand you running from them. That's a whole different. But they will find you. They like duo.
I don't think there's much running. Or you could try, but you're probably going to be successful.
I've realized Duo got the same capacity as the CIA, because if my mother can't send me a package Vietnam, but Duo could send me a letter, they got
know
a whole different subject.
He was over there for school reasons, so I mean, it's logical in some way that they would know that.
Yeah.
It's part of education. It's their job to be on top of your education.
I guess that makes sense. But still,
the school tell them, this is the school you got to not trust. They're the snitches. How you think do find out?
That's cool, yeah. I was going to say the community card technically had to sign out for
all of that.
Yeah.
Can't even
you have to tell them where you're going?
Let's say, right, once you sign by the commuter, that's it. Huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Once you get that base number, that's your life.
That's true. Yeah, that's something there.
I don't remember any important. I did say something.
Okay, before we get into we doing plugs.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could get your the biodegradable.
Okay,
that kind of deal.
So for all the people this is a SM, I guess, announcement period. There's a very good friend of mine goes by the name Kyle Wati. He is selling at the moment biodegradable straws made out of, give me a moment, he gave me a whole rundown, I believe wheat straws. So now he saw the whole, I mean, he runs a bar. So he's seeing all the use of the whole plastic stuff like that, and he trying to do something for the island, and trying to do something new at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's where he come with the whole biodegradable straws. He did different research with different ones like bamboo, but which were a little bit too expensive. So he's using wheat now. And while it's obviously going to be a little bit more expensive than the plastic straws, this is something I would like to tell everybody and their mother to go and we're gonna go into that just now. Everybody and their mother to go and actually check it out, because something good for the island is a local doing it.
It's different.
Is complete. Is nobody, really, especially being down there in St. Martin and seeing how much single use plastic we have or we just use.
Yeah,
is a little ridiculous. Granted, Carnival is a let's say is a peak or rise in different usage and stuff like that.
Plastic plates?
Yeah, plastic plates, the containers, all of that. So maybe the amount of garbage and stuff like that I was seeing is more because of the time and stuff like that. But still, this is still definitely a good step to a step forward, especially with our whole dump situation and stuff like that. This is definitely not a solution, but a prevention if people actually
on the right path to
go into it. So if people actually use it.
But just for a little clarification, this is something that he made, or is something that he just was like, no, he wants to switch?
There's no distributor of biodegradable straws yet on the island, so he wanted to make sure that it's readily available. So what he wants to start off with first is targeting the bars and the restaurants.
Yeah.
Since obviously that's where the most use is going to be. And if you could
I mean, this basically reminds me of some stuff your brother was saying regarding like reusable containers. How he just go to certain restaurants and go to container so that they don't put it in the styrofoam or whatever. And none of those things. He just takes a dish from home or whatever and goes to the restaurant if he getting takeout.
Yep. And actually,
he was also talking about trying to encourage more bars and business owners and stuff like that to just be more on the biodegradable containers in general.
But a quick side note, he actually boycotted Carnival because of the use of single use containers and plastic and stuff like that. So like my brother wasn't at no event, nothing whatsoever. Which I mean, a lot of people, there was a whole bunch of comments where he had made the statement on Facebook that instead of boycotting it, he should go and show the people how to use it and and be an example. But then maybe this is bias on my part, but like there's no other way. There's no other extreme. Like Tatsuo has been doing this. Like if you're saying that he hasn't, then you either willfully ignorant or you haven't been paying attention. So like I don't see how him just doing that would have helped that much. I find his stand. I stand by him where
I get where you're coming from. My only question would be: was there any specific? Because I don't know about this. Maybe if there was, but was there any specific like campaigns aimed at the booth holders and things like that? Any kind of conference or something or meeting that may
pre-Carnival?
Like before Carnival start, a meeting maybe with the booth holders and stuff like that.
According to my brother, what he told me, they tried several times to get in contact with SCDF, and SCDF just didn't fuck with them.
Jesus.
Okay.
Understandable. Yeah. So that was
if the whole organization is not gonna do anything, again, no thing to Alston or Mikey, my boys and my brothers, but yeah, no.
I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So while I still participated in all the reveling and the carnival spirit, Tatsuo didn't, and I support him with that, and I find sometimes you have to make an extreme something for people to wake up sometimes. Granted, I don't know how much of an impact it had. I had people, they had under the same Facebook post saying, yeah, good for you, proud of you, all that kind of stuff. And there was probably the same people that was in the village doing the same shit.
I was just going to say, but to me, this is kind of like the Monique Netflix boycott. It's like, I don't know, like, Tats, like, people like you, but I think they like Carnival more than they like you and the message that you're trying to spread. Not saying that it's not important or nothing like that, but people just really like Carnival. So if that's what you want them to boycott, I feel like it's going to be kind of difficult to get some man people to boycott Carnival.
But he never said that
he wanted other people to boycott.
Yeah, no, that was just, that was the thing. So that was not his campaign. He didn't try to get people to boycott it. He was just like, yo, this is what I going to do for me personally, because I'm not going to and I
can respect that.
I'm not going to encourage all the stuff like that.
But then also what he did was good was he brought up awareness, and then that's where we start the conversation of, okay, how can we do this for the following Carnival year, you know?
And not a single boot holder had biodegradable stuff. Not one. They had certain boots that would give you a reusable cup, and if you come back, I can't remember exactly which boots it was, but maybe like 2 or 3 of them. If you come back with the same cup, you get like $2 off the next drink.
That's nice.
Shit like that.
So that's a step forward. I mean, like I just say, progress is progress, no matter how small.
I feel like something like that could be a great rule to implement and stuff, just widespread, like you say, by the SCDF. If for next year Carnival or something, they make something like that. You at least gotta have reusable cups. Cause that, like, it's something that also incentivizes the people to use them. To make use of this kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, people like alcohol, people like drinking. If I could get cheaper alcohol, why not?
But if I'm not mistaken,
like, and if it's widespread,
will you share the recent one of the garbage in the drain?
That was probably Ninja Foundation, but I probably didn't share it.
Yeah, you reshared. That's why. And I saw it, and I was like, wow, that was a lot of
and that's something that he was constantly talking about. And but anyway. Not to make this
whole
too long.
His name.
Not to make it so is Kyle Watty.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
And
so the main idea is you get in contact with Kyle so that he could point you in the direction of the straws that he used, and so that you could also make use of it.
Check him out.
And then you can also tell your businesses. You can share it. Share the information. Let it be known that he has them available. It comes in.
Is he trying to be a distributor himself, or is it like he just gonna point you in the direction to purchase from where he buy them from?
You get them from him. He's a distributor himself.
All right.
So it's 500 pieces in a box, and the box is $20.
All right.
So you can contact him at kwati at gmail.com, or you can contact him for the people in St. Martin. His number is 520-1466.
You cool? You put any number out there like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is all talked about.
Plus 1721.
Yeah, plus 1721.
For those international people.
Yeah,
for
I mean, if you want to get for those, I don't know, on other islands, or you want to get it from St. Martin, hey,
Yeah.
more to you, more power to you. I just find it's a really good friend of mine, somebody who I actually grew up with. He's a good fella, and this is something that's actually good for the island, and he's looking to do for the island itself, not just for profit. I mean, if you make a little money, I know gladly nobody gonna be upset with that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
and the long one is for this benefit of the island.
So somebody tell SCDF to go contact him for next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or
trust me, that
Definitely
conversation going to be had. So yeah, again, Kyle Wati, hit him up. You can find him on. I won't lie. You can find him. You can find him on Facebook if you want to do the whole number thing, or you can contact me if you want to get more information or whatnot, and then I'm going to relay the information on and whatnot. So yeah, biodegradable straws, people. Let's get on this vibe. Okay, so now
To the interview.
But before we start off with that, happy Mother's Day, people.
Yes.
Definitely.
To all the mothers.
All the mothers out there in the world listening, and if you're not listening,
so why would you address people that not listening?
because those that listening can tell the people who not listening to listen, so that they could get.
We are strangers in the universe. Strangers in the universe.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So
Yeah.
even those that not listening, happy Mother's Day to you too.
Yeah.
You should be listening. So change that for the next Mother's Day.
Alright. So not next week, but the next year.
I mean, by time you should have already caught on to the podcast by then. So I'm giving you a whole year to start becoming a listener before the next Mother's Day reach, so that you could get your well wishes.
Well
and all of that.
wishes. Subscribe.
Yeah.
So yeah, all my lady friends that have kids, good luck to all you. Happy Mother's Day to you.
I mean, this ain't a day for us. I don't think we necessarily have much Mother's Day stories. I guess all that maybe could come from it is like, so what was maybe the nicest gift you got for your mother on Mother's Day or something like that? That's probably, I guess, the extent that we could talk about this.
Yeah.
Or we could tell like our favorite mother story that you remember with your mom.
But
Something
technically, I would say I have two mothers. I have one I actually come out from, and like the other one that like support me a lot. So happy Mother's Day to both of them. But favorite mother story, that's a good one.
Y'all want me to start? I got a good one.
Oh shit! Okay.
Wow, he's
Why not?
dropping them bars again.
Man, he was waiting for this.
Man, could be paid to show
I
your mother
came
love.
in my early in the weekend just now where you brought it up. It come back to me. But anyways, this is like one of my most favorite mom stories, right? So this was when I was like, this was years ago, right? And me and my younger brother.
Rashid, your mom just listen?
I gonna make her listen. She definitely know I be on.
Okay.
So yeah, my brother had this goat back in the day, right?
A goat?
Okay.
Yeah.
What an intro. Sorry. What an intro.
Hold on. No.
I happen to live on station, say, but
No.
Okay.
We used to live K Hill.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Neighbor,
All right.
K Hill on the
neighbor.
hill. You know when you're going over the shortcut there.
Yeah.
We used to live on that
Okay.
hill there. So one night I hearing this little goat in my yard outside. I trying to sleep, I can't sleep. I hearing the goat cry outside. Few days later, we have the goat. We own the goat now because the goat don't have no mother. So my younger brother, who was like this animal person, he was like a farm boy kind of thing. He love animals, right? So he decided he gonna take care of this goat. It was a girl. He gonna take care of this goat. And there was this one day, and they best friends, right? Used to do everything together. Play outside, play inside, and that's where the story take place, right? So there was this one day where my brother decided he gonna jump on my mother bed alongside the goat.
Okay. Interesting. Hold on. Okay, no, I got something.
So-
Interesting, no. Yes, okay.
So the goat and my younger brother both. the goat.
That's funny.
They had it by like it was on a leash or something.
No. This goat never been on a leash.
Wow.
This goat just used to follow my younger brother. He just had a goat whisperer or something like that.
He was wilding, boy.
Oh my gosh. So when they're jumping on the bed, I happen to see them. I see them run inside the house. I like, D-Shy, you can't have them, brother. D, shouts to you for this story. And my mom one time. But anyways, He run up inside with the goat, and my head is like, why? You know you can't be in the house with the goat. This only leads to one thing. And sure enough, it did. Mom, you come home, end up in the bedroom. Hear my mother shouting, so I sprint upstairs, want to see what's going on. Run upstairs, I see both my brother and the goat getting licks.
How do you give a good licks?
Just like you give your child lick.
Belt? No belt?
Nah, no belt. Hands alone. Hands was enough.
Yeah, bye.
The goat they fight back though.
How old was this goat? Because
The goat was young. It was a young goat. And the
Okay.
goat and my brother both sprint out that room so fast.
I mean, they do shit together, they take licks
Listen,
together.
Oh,
I never forget that story.
this is the best organ I've ever heard in my
I
life.
can never forget how
You
sorry,
see,
you know.
you see, and I thought this was gonna be a sweet and touching moment about.
No, but
It's
you
just
know
one of my favorite stories with
once
my
he
mom.
sat up, the goat, like you know it was going.
That's
it
a
was
curveball.
going-
That's a curveball.
It was going left from there.
I was trying to
It
see
was
where
thinking,
it
my
going.
mom, she picked my brother, was falling with a little scrape on the knee or something,
God.
but a good.
Yeah, I thought this was gonna be like, you know,
That's a curveball. You tried out, boy.
deep sentimental moment with his
But
mother,
your
you
brother
know.
know you didn't be telling that story.
For sure.
Okay.
I don't want to forget.
Was it a ram goat?
I was a girl.
No, like the type of goat. Like was it a ram goat? Baby
Rams
goat?
ain't only male?
Yeah, I think Rams is the man.
Ram
Yeah.
is only male?
Yeah,
Rams
it's a
only male.
female
Watch
goat.
me correcting you like I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
My
Okay. Anybody else want to go over this?
like,
I don't think I can
The
top
top of the
that.
mic, top.
I personally, I don't think I have.
He came on the gate strong.
that's why the man was ready. The man, he knew he had the story to kill them all.
No stories over here.
But
I don't know.
me personally, I would like to say my mother's a very patient and loving woman because a child like me, I was a very harassing child. So, you know, I kudos to her.
Definitely.
I was a real pain in the ass.
I feel like that's the case. Like, how mothers can relate to that, I feel like.
No matter where from.
Yeah, like,
No matter where
all
from.
children is headaches. We design that
Yeah,
way.
but some more than others though. Like that's definitely
Yeah.
me and my brother was
Yeah.
definitely more headaches
Yeah.
than my sister. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go into a whole.
I wonder how
raising
much-
boys versus raising
That's
girls.
exactly what I was thinking. Like, I wonder how much that would be different, for example. Like, how often do you hear fathers saying that in reference to their daughters? In the sense that, like, how much of a headache there is compared to, like...
Oh, my daughter. My little sister gonna be a headache for my father though. I can guarantee you that. Your child bowl like grass.
I do think to a certain point it might be harassing. As a father, I could be wrong, not the father, but I think at some point the father holds up the daughter as a,
But
like a...
Yeah, but I just mean, like... I feel there's always a different connection with, like, a mother and a daughter
Yeah,
versus a
definitely.
father and a son type of thing.
Definitely, yeah,
So I
definitely.
feel like there'll always be some kind of... I don't know, difficulty when it's like you don't really speak the same language. We grew up different. We're used to doing things different. Like,
But then you always hear the term "daddy little girl" or like "mama's boy." You
That's
don't,
definitely
you don't really
a thing.
hear
Like,
you don't hear "mama's girl" or like "daddy's boy."
Like for me, for example, like I was always...
it goes both ways. It goes both ways, I
Yeah.
guess.
on my end, I was only raised by my mother, so it was like, yeah, I know I was a little troublesome, but one thing I do love about my mother, like you said, she's kind, she's loving. She always tell me, no matter what you do, you've accomplished so much already so far that I'm proud of you. You have a diploma, for example. You have you've been raised like I don't tell people, listen, right? I'm glad for all those legs younger because look at the man I turned out to be now. We're not in jail, we're not stealing, we're on the right path, basically.
Well, compared to others, for sure.
Yeah. So like I said, sometimes I know the whole debate about licks, no licks, but sometimes those licks is...
To be quite
These
honest,
are
I didn't get you love Knicks. But I believe my mother was not only tired because like I was a third child. Because like, man, screw it. Let's like you'll learn the hard way. That I believe that at one point, but on the other hand, I was like completely different than my brothers and sisters. So you guess you could say because I was the last child, I was spoiled. So there wasn't other than me doing dumb shit. There wasn't really much for licks. Like I was video game and TV. Like you put me in front of that, like I was good.
Yeah, but they say the first child will always be the parent will be the most hardest on.
Yeah, that
the
test.
more children
Yeah.
come there, it's like they have no more energy. Like do what you want, go outside.
And that's another one of those things that sometimes it goes the exact opposite way. Like sometimes,
Yeah, it depends on
it's
the
like,
parent as well.
oh, you made all the mistakes. Oh, you second and like you think you gonna get away with anything now?
Yeah.
Because we let this one mess up and now
Yeah.
we know how to do this thing right. So you getting
that's
all the
true.
restrictions and you getting
Yeah.
pushed in as because Yeah, I'm the youngest, and I mean, I could certainly see a difference in the way things was for me and my older brother. I mean, there was lots of fuck ups that he got to make that I did not get to make, more or less.
By
So I guess they just basically adjust to the experience that they gained from the previous child.
Yeah.
I
in
mean,
that
really,
sense.
really, yo, like, it's funny how now growing up and stuff like that, we'd be like, bye. Okay, maybe it's just me then. I don't know, like, when I go get my first child, but I ain't gonna be ready for it. There's no experience to get you prepared for a child unless you've been raising.
That other question I always ask
unless
myself,
you've been
how do you
raising
know?
like little.
I think
brothers.
everyone asks that, how do you know you're ready? They say you're never ready.
You're never ready.
When it comes, you know.
That's the only thing I can say that you have some kind of training or preparation for is when like if you've been raising your little brothers and sisters. Because you know we have some of those female friends that been a mother figure, them kind of ones from young and stuff like that. Other than that, there's legit no way of preparation, and I find some of the mothers and fathers, but this is mother so we can focus more on the mothers. Have done an excellent job walking into the unknown.
That is true, eh?
Especially a lot of us who
I feel like you kind of know when you're not ready, though. Like to say when you are ready, I feel like I agree that would be difficult, but I feel like
for a child,
for a parent,
up to be okay,
yeah. For when are you ready to have a child? I feel like there's certainly a way that you could tell. Okay, I'm clearly not ready.
Yeah,
and it's like I get the argument. You never know when you're really ready, but to me, you can also know when it's like, okay, yo, the life I'm living. If I'm busy doing this, and this and that, is I ain't got my finances together. I ain't got this. I ain't got like,
definitely you're ready for that, yeah.
A way you can tell if you're 16, for example, and it's like, okay, you are not ready. I don't care what you say, you're not ready for a child.
Sometimes
it can work out well. That don't mean you was ready for a child.
No, at that age, I find you should that time for you to still develop into a human being and.
To me, like the fact that there's always those successful cases of the teen mom or whatever who did manage to finish college, she still got a job. That does not mean she was ready for that. Like there's all these extra obstacles you added on.
She had regrets and stuff like that about it as well. And
everybody's path different, eh? Everybody's path different.
And that's one of those things where it's like I feel like the regrets is something you don't often hear about because the view or the backlash that you would get as a mother saying, I regret having my child at this. Like there's a kind of touchiness about it where people don't feel you can't say you can say you regret the child, like that kind of vibe when it's like if you're just being honest, it was like if I didn't have the child I wouldn't have this obstacle, this struggle, it would have just been a little bit easier.
Exactly. Not instead of you regret the child, but I regret having it at this time because maybe I was not ready for whatever the case is, and because I wasn't ready at that time, I neglected certain part of the upbringing and stuff like
after that. They always say, but then you turn to be a blessing.
Yeah.
They always say at the end.
That's usually
they kind of got to. Cause, I mean, I was just like, I just wasn't ready for you.
Yeah. But you never know. But
that's just the story.
For some people,
that's a little rough.
it's reality.
For some people, that's the real.
Because sometimes it happens, and then sometimes maybe that was your wake up call to become, you know what, let me get my act together. I'm gonna work out more and then push more or whatever, work, get a second job, and then that, because of that living, because of that occurrence, let's say, in that timeline, she became successful. You never know, 4 or 5 cars, house, whatever. You know, so sometimes, like I said, it's a blessing, or sometimes you could say, depending on how you take it, you know.
But that's definitely something I would say. It really depends how you look at it as well, and your own personal situations. Like you say, different backgrounds and stuff like that. So to me, it's a case by case basis.
So Anthony, I think we should actually start, getting into the
interview. We get a Mother's Day.
I mean, we 23 minutes in, and I feel like
we just me yet.
We could start with an obvious question. I mean, a decent place to start is from the beginning. Who are you for the people who may not be familiar with you?
Well,
give us a little bit of your background.
Name Anthony Donker. Born Croatia, but raised my whole life in St. Martin, basically. High school got the name AKA Pop Tarts.
Yeah, how that come about? Yeah. I heard different stories about that. And
you was a bakery boy?
I was a bakery boy.
Okay, then. It all makes sense.
Okay.
It all makes sense.
Okay.
And that was, because I joined and then I can't remember what year it was.
A cult.
Yeah.
That's where I get a name.
Yeah, some of that.
Shout out PY.
You give yourself the name, or was that?
Well, what happened was, I remember back then when we used to show like jams in Whitefield. That was that. Don't miss it, right?
Fond memories.
I think I go tell my channel if you just listen, right? Whitefield jams. That was
Sweatbox.
That was our disco days for our generation past. But from there,
you can't compare that to. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
For our experience, you could kind of say. In a way.
Yep.
So from then, joined Lincoln, Allison, and then from there was just pop tarts and then general everybody chilling. But that was more over the 7 Lincoln Allison because then we started the dance group called Crumb Soldiers.
I remember that as well.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. And then from there was go on from there. And then in the background, I was also learning from my cousin Reginald, DJ
Vlog.
So
Shout out Vlad.
I used to DJ, but mostly home. And then I think my first event was we had an event by Culture Center before Carnival, I believe, or some round tongue or something it was, can't remember. That's when I came out live and I started pushing the DJ more. And then I was mostly DJ and dancing, and that's how people, I think, I could say I kind of raised up in the name factor of, that's what that's, yeah, but he DJ and whatnot, cool. And then from then on, at the age of 18, I believe, 18, me and Bean, of course, definitely, because we are part of the group called LTS.
Looney Tunes Squad.
Yes, big up to them for Bean for definitely. We all, strangely, 5 of us in a group of 6, all me, Brother, and March at the same time. And then we was like, hey, let's hold this event for all of us, called the Match Minds, whatever it was. 5 in 1 it called, 5 in 1. And then I remember a friend of mine, Cornflakes. Yeah, Cornflakes, yeah. Alfred.
I know Cornflakes. Conflicts.
And I was like, hey, bro, like, I have a nice big party. Create a flyer for me. And he opened the Photoshop. And I saw him clicking and moving and cutting out people. And I was like, yo, this thing is so interesting. Like,
it is, though.
I was like, hey, can you give me that program? He's like, yeah, man. He put on USB stick. I went home, and that was the end of it. I lived in that room every day with Photoshop. Everything was going from there. And then basically from there, it was more like creating little menu cards for restaurants or event flyers, because I used to work with think a lot, Andrew Dig a lot. So a lot of parties, events here, school
Mr.
events.
Private Part.
Yes. So from there, it was go on there. And then, that was most of the beginning of my journey of becoming who I am now, which is the fitting station. But before the fitting station, it was mostly pop arts, and my name was for basically.
So then how you actually get into the whole photography? Can I ask how I know you?
Yeah.
That's how I know you by.
That was one of the reasons why I even pushed my business, because at some point, while creating the flyers and stuff, I call them Google girls. You know, the typical Jamaican thing used to be the big bottom girls and all the one. And I was like, the typical thing you see on mostly flyers. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Those the type of women. Not the green I'm thinking, but you will see more kind of on our event flyers.
Urban models,
let's say that. And that
let's say that.
Man, trying to be a little political.
Yeah, you know.
I like that term.
So at some point, I was like, I really don't like this, and I want to show more of my island models on the event and the flyers and stuff. So then I went to a camera class electronics or both channel ones too, and I got this little camera, and I was taking pictures of people and was cutting them out, and that was it.
So it's sad because of a woman. you just trying to say you wanted to take better picture of a woman. You want to sexualize your local girls instead of foreign ones. That's what you're doing.
That was not an idea. Okay.
You sound like Rashid now.
Wow.
But the man say all you do is take pictures. Man just give a whole eloquent explanation. And be like, you start cutting the woman.
But at that point, I got really into photography, and I was like, you know what, cool, this is what I do. And I was like, and I met a good friend of mine called Shervy Alexander. And from there, he was like, hey, you're a cool guy. And we just tagged along. We went to the zoo, we went to different stuff, and we were just taking pictures. And through him, I learned a little bit about photography. And then I think it was 2011 or 12. I said, let me go Holland, and But officially, my idea was, because I had my grind, it was like I want to combine my graphics with my photography, because that was like a smart idea. You take pictures of people, and you cut them out and you put them on your own flyer. It's like cool. So that's how things went on. From then on, I created the pop arts, which was POPARTS. To remove the T, and because pop art, so like artistic wise. So like a kind of smart play on words. I like it. And then from then on, people know me as pop arts, basically.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember there was, at the point in time, you had started this magazine thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, Bunks it.
Nah.
I have a lot of ideas and goals. Like if I just mostly go sleep and I wake up, I have an idea, I'll do it on the spot. And because I was so driven into the photography work, because I shot a lot of models and worked a lot of agencies, I was like, listen, one of my bucket list is to at least shoot a campaign for H&M or one of those agencies. Hopefully, if all you out there just you know.
I mean, ideally, hopefully it could be
me.
something that's not H&M. I mean, hopefully it could be something that's not H&M.
Yeah, well, it could be something
different
online,
brand
Jack and
that's
Jones
not
or
H&M, but
something. Could be saying, I love that too as well.
we just don't fuck with H&M. Over there. That's all. But, I mean,
No, the reason why too, why H&M and what made me aim for that kind of level
you want to do
because
something different than the coolest monkey in the jungle?
no, whoa, no, that's different. That's a topic too.
Want to show them the right way to do
way.
things?
No, but what happened was I came Holland for the first time 2012. Whereas we came Holland and I stepped out the airport and the first thing I saw was a big banner of a commercial for H&M. And when I saw that, I was like, that's where I want to be, work wise, but also future wise.
I feel you.
So at that end, it was like I went into hiding. I posted 1 or 2 pictures, I believe, but then the style of how it was, like the how I presented myself, I was like, I didn't like the style of it, and I was like,
explain how you mean.
In the photography terms wise, you can say basically there's other photographers out there. You have Elvis, you have Cameron, you have Kerwin, you have Lily, you have Vayo, or all of them, for example,
Well, I don't know if Vayo around still,
I haven't seen no one either too, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
But
they had Vayo.
Yeah.
At the time you're talking about, she was
India, yeah,
You
India.
see her what do you call that?
Watermark, yeah,
all over the
yeah.
place. So okay.
But then when I started to release the pictures, I realized that the pictures was the same as Elvis them.
Okay.
The style. And I was like, no, I don't
You're
want.
still trying to find your voice.
I want to find my voice. I said
Half
no.
naked woman. Shows how that fit.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's the theme of this.
I think so. I think we're gonna number on.
Reduce everything that is said to like the most basic form.
Jesus Christ. No, but in all terms, it was. I felt like it was the same. Like, how can I differentiate from it? To be like, hey, this is Anthony. This is not, for example, not to sound like competition wise or sound like copying or bringing down the person, but how can I be different from them? So I went into hiding for a while, and then I perfected my craft. And I was like, at the end of the day, I told myself, if I release a picture out there, every picture has to look like it can be in a magazine or it came from a magazine. So that was more of the goal. And then I think in 2014 when I started releasing stuff, and that's when people start seeing like a lot of work back to back from different stuff. And with Charity, for example, or with Natasha, or whoever it is I found basically from then. And yeah.
So where did the magazine fit into it? Is that still going on? Like what happened with that?
It was the magazine fit that because I was sleeping one day and I got up and I was like, I want to do a magazine. That's it.
So you did.
And I was like, I just want to do a magazine. So I was like, okay, get up. Look between my contacts, who's my people who I know that could kind of work out. I say, cool. I know Shanira. She was also like into the blogging, fashion, in school wise. I had as well my friend Yannick. He was really into like marketing wise, and if I know like I would write up a list, he would say, "But why this? Why that? Why that?" And I was like, "Damn, that really challenged me to like push more." And I was like, "Cool." And then I got Sujin. She was also into styling, blogging as well too. Sujin Yanga, Den Haag. I believe she's from Aruba.
What her name is?
Sujin Janga.
Okay.
Sujin. I don't know if I know her. No.
I've seen the name before. I can't think of a face right now, but I've seen the name before.
Yeah. And
That's
then
a very interesting name.
And then I got Carrison. He's also a fashion stylist, fashion designer as well. He's from St. Martin as well. And then at the end, who came in with was my good friend Dorinda. So then I was like, hey, it's either I want to do it. I chose all because you have these kind of qualifications to make a magazine. We had no idea. I had no idea what is a magazine. Carrison said, hey, just watch one of those Vogue's stuff. And then you just watch it and okay, cool, this is what he needs, blah, blah, blah. This was the head of it, basically. And I was like, that's it. We could do it. And I was like, boom, I got it. Within a year, I think it was. A year and change. And then we launched a magazine and called Bunksy Magazine. And that was it. But now it's because everyone got a little preoccupied in their own life. I was like, let me take a step back. And I also personally got busy in my own stuff. And I was like, cool, let me just take a step back and then see what do I want as a business person for my brand and everything. And that's where it came into now that I changed the name into the Fitting Station, basically.
Okay. So, because I was a little curious as to like what exactly is the Fitting Station, and
Yeah. After a while, we're not being like working for a while, like because 2016 I registered as Kavika, so it was an official business as well. And then working for 2 years, I was like, yeah, I like what I do. I love it. People know it, but I still feel it wasn't enough, basically, and my field as well. So I said, cool, let me take a solid break, take a step back, look at the drawing board, see, okay, what can I do better myself and better my business as well and out there. And using my, of course, graphic design skills and branding design skills and photography, like, cool, this is what to do. I did a totally brand, and then it was like good. So we launched, past Friday. And then basically, in short words, it's the next stop in brand design and photography. So whatever we do with companies, why? So let's say we help startups and established companies define and redefine themselves. So let's say, for example, if you're a person who just started a business and you have no idea what to do, you come with me and help you with your brand designs, your directions, your slogan, your logo, your house styles, the main package basically. And then as well you get custom photography. And then as well for established businesses or companies, for example, along the way they do get into it, they're like, our values change, or for example, they will need to rethink, strategize. Okay, then they will come in and say, okay, our color change, for example, into like a blue to or yellow, for example. How can you refix that and show us this design? Say, okay, this is our next step.
Okay.
So how has that been working for you so far?
Good.
Well, what was the reaction you get when people found out that you launched this again? Because you said the relaunch was last Friday.
Was Friday gone? Yeah. Nobody didn't know until like a few weeks. I started doing on the old page, the Pop Arts page. I reached like a red tile, and then somebody comment. I hope this is not the Fire Festival.
Hey, what? You can say what you want.
Ryan,
it brings that attention to it.
Yeah.
Which one, Susanna?
No, Fleming.
Okay.
So a good friend of mine is there too. So he was like, I hope this is not. He literally comment like, you could have commented something else. Like, so he was like, I hope it's not another next Fire Festival. And then it was like the next page was like loading, and then out the blue just dropping. So. But I took a time to like reset back, because of course you work on yourself, mentally, you work on yourself physically, muscle, gym wise, everything. So it was mostly focused on myself. So I didn't really tell nobody about it.
That was good.
And the background was more about, okay, so long as I just work this whole stuff. And then when it launched, just was launch. And it works so good for me because then sometimes it's good to see people who have no idea where to start. There's a baker comes to, hey, I want to have a baker, I want to do a bakery. Call it, for example, Suzanne's or whatever. Or let's say, for example, biological stuff, for example, whatever it is. And then they will come and say, I want a logo. Okay. And that what most happens. I want a logo. Okay, that's it. But are you thinking way ahead? What is the message of your logo? What is the message of your whole brand? What is the message you want to portray? What are you selling to people? Because the problem is sometimes people would come to you and be like, hey, I am creating this company called Energy Juice, but my favorite color is blue. My favorite wife color is blue. And I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, but does that correlate to your brand
Yeah.
and the message you're trying to convey?
There we
if
go.
You like blue?
There we go. It is, you like blue, but then if a person who's going to drink, not saying it can't work depending on how you spin it, but not saying if you're a person going to drink energy and they're not going to see the blue. Blue is really a calm color. They just relax. It's strong. You need like red, yellow, because that's the first eye-catching thing.
color.
You
Or
know?
you gotta hit them with that neon blue type
Neon
of thing,
blue
or like
or
the
whatever.
Gatorade color. The
Yeah.
one that look nothing like chemicals. They look like nothing but chemicals. I mean,
Yeah, that.
I don't drink that, but that's
I mean,
Red all the way. Fruit punch.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, sometimes some people don't even really understand the whole thing of it in the background. Be like, hey, like, okay, we just want it, or my favorite color, but then you need to ask why. We in the market now where your people going to see you and be like, okay, well, I don't really see how your color matches our Energy Juice.
it's not consistent
it's not
messaging. The branding isn't consistent.
It's
They're
consistent.
saying this, but they're saying a different thing.
And then, for example, make it worse, or to go make it go down deeper, is okay, we have a house style, but then your business card blue, but then your flyer red, and then your other thing purple. Yeah, but my wife, for example, my wife or my friend or my other colleagues say, yeah, that they find it to do that, but then sometimes what do you find? But what does also the designer finds? Because sometimes what happens a lot is that a lot of people really sometimes will listen to the designer too much, and they will listen to the background noise. And it's like, okay, but the designer knows best for you. So that's why it's always good to go to a designer who knows what you're talking about, because he's designing stuff for companies already and be like, hey, this is what you need to portray your message or your brand or what you're selling, and go on from there.
I guess it would be just to be a little more detailed, a more experienced designer. Because if you come in as like, let's just say a company already, but a designer you go to hasn't had necessarily that experience with companies like that, you might want to take what they say with a grain of salt. But like, for instance, if that same designer have already established experience with companies, and the companies have been successful and the marketing has been successful, then you would take more of that opinion into solids. I believe, at least.
Yeah, of course you should do the experience over years experience.
To me, I see it kind of like a doctor type of situation. It's like you could go to one designer, see what this person has to offer, but you could always get a second opinion, in the sense that if you do disagree with this one, if you really feel that whatever your idea, if you want to have a clashing house style or something where you got one thing red, one thing blue or whatever, go to a second designer, see if he tell you the same thing. You probably gonna be like, yo, this is a terrible idea. People might get confused, think that is two different companies or some shit. And then you be like, well, I know that my idea was bad and I should listen to the first designer.
Same as well for photography as well. So it's like you want your pictures to match your brand as well. You know, you don't want to, for example, say you're selling Jordans, for example, but then the way how the Jordan is pictured or photographed, it looks really cheap. For example, you know, that Jordan's high quality, so you want to have the commercial like there on, you know, in a way that, okay, this is premium quality. It isn't just, for example, taken off an iPhone.
Okay.
In that sense of saying, you know.
As a photographer, have you ever turned down like a photo shoot or a photo shoot idea? I'm sure you've turned on, like, tell some people like, okay, that ain't a good idea. But have you ever turned down like a photo shoot itself? Like, just be like, no, like, nah, I ain't not doing that.
Yeah, pricing wise, definitely.
Price? Yeah, people not.
I'm always willing to work with people as well for ideas. Like, I find ideas ideal. I always help people bring their idea to life. That's what I do. But sometimes if the goal is not achievable, then it's like we have to be realistic. Like, it's not possible. And if the clients say, well, okay, well, I'm gonna find other photographer, then all right.
What was like maybe one of the most outlandish requests you got for a photo shoot?
Ooh.
And it's like, yo, I want to be taking pictures with two jaguars next to me on the moon or some shit like that. I don't know.
I haven't gotten nowhere because, you know, haven't really gotten nowhere stuff as yet.
But do people come to you more with requests, or is it more like you reach out to people? Because, I mean, for a lot of photographers, I can imagine that some of them work on like a request. To me, it depends more like if you in it for art versus money, in the sense that like certain people take pictures just because like, yo, I had this idea for a dope image. Let me reach out to this model that I think could help me create this look or whatever, this makeup artist and this fashion designer, whatever, let me put this thing together. Versus it being like, okay, I'm paying my bills and people just come to me because I do the best family portraits or something like that type of, like a photo comes. It's
both, man. Of course you have to pay your bills, but as well as people will come to you and say, hey, for example, I have to, for example, have a pregnancy issue, for example. Like, hey, I've seen your work. Can you do it for me? All right, there you go. At the end of the day, is you gotta pay your bills there.
Do you have certain models that you go to more than others?
Yeah, in a way.
Biased.
Yeah, it's hard to bear on that.
What is more important, the way that they work with you or look?
For me, okay, every photographer is different. Because they might say, okay, you bias, for example, you work with this person more. But then sometimes the way how I can explain them to people and hopefully they understand and don't get offended. No way. If I work with this person and I say, hey, well, for me, I have my list of things. I'll be like, hey, number one, you have to be serious. I will work with anybody, but you have to come correct. You can't, if I say, my rule is, hey, cool, if you have a photo shoot coming up in your next 3 days, 3 days from before, no drink alcohol, no smoking.
3 days?
Sleep.
Why 3 days?
Sleep. Yeah, eye bags on the picture, definitely. And if you don't have a professional makeup artist there, they don't know how to cover up everything correctly, so you're going to see it.
Okay. But what, like, for instance, why do no smoking and drinking 3 days prior?
Sometimes the alcohol sometimes does make your cheeks really red. And smoking sometimes you see the eye bags, but also affects your skin sometimes. So that's something to like, you know.
So why 3 days then? Why not like 4?
Why? Because then I say 3 because it's like to get them revved up and ready. Because something you could, I'm not saying it's a lifestyle, but if you want to come and get serious, if you get proper sleep, you're gonna come. Not gonna be like, oh my god, which happened last time already. I can't make it tonight to shoot today because I was tired. I went out last night with my friends and I partied and I'm drunk. So I'm like, okay, so now I took my time to like have this photo shoot for you free of charge. You know, and be like, okay, so this was a waste of my time. I could have gone with somebody else who was serious and be like, hey, okay, let's do this work, you know, for example, you know. So it's time. Time is money as well, you know. Time is investment as well. So that's like one thing. But when it comes to the modeling stuff is more, but if I know I can create that image in my head with you, I'll go with you. Whether it could be jawline, whether it could be posture, whether it could be length, height. Or let's say if I just see, for example, a style, I know who could fit this style, for example. That's how it is for me as well. But it's sometimes we wear to bias because sometimes you do find out one model or two models that they just make firework and then you can't work with them. And other people will say like, hey, you don't work with nobody else. It is hard, but sometimes it's your portfolio. And it is what you want to portray to as well, huh?
But still, I feel like you wouldn't give like a clear answer necessarily which one is more important, if there is one that's more important, whether it's just the chemistry, your relationship with the person, or is it like the look, like you say, being able to create that firework that the results look this great, but maybe you got a terrible attitude during the shoot or something like that.
I could say both, because then of course if you find a model you for the first time and then you create this bond over the years and you know that she's reliable, she's gonna come to whatever shoot and you go pull in jobs for her as well. But then sometimes the other end, sometimes the model just ain't work. So it's like on both ends, and depending on how you work as a photographer, you know, everyone works different.
That's true. So, is it true to a certain extent? Okay, maybe this might be putting you on blast a little bit, but I hear almost all photographers got like a sub file of either naked or like half naked pictures of chicks that they just like go back to. I just curious.
Disclaimer: that's not true, people.
Maybe it's not true for you, but have you heard something like that as well?
Listen, I've seen photographers does mostly photograph nude photography, and if that's what they do, the folders there, nude. That's what it is. So if it there, it there. But I don't think nothing negative on top of that sense of saying. If you love nude art, you love nude art. If you love the body, you love the body. That's art, you know.
Yeah, but I think more of what he's saying is like basically is like, okay, so we doing a shoot. You got to shoot with whatever girl, for example. It's like, okay, we doing the shoot, but then there's these other pictures and stuff that she may not necessarily get, that she may not know that was even taken or something, or it's like it's just from the session type of thing.
That's definitely that's something that you have to trust. Well, you have to know the person who you're shooting with, for example. I definitely always like if we shot, we have to sit down, we have to watch these folders and say, hey, these are the top 5 I like. You like them too? We agree? All right, cool. And then the rest go. But then, of course, the photographer has to be really...
Do they watch you? Like, for instance, do you delete all the other pictures that don't make the cut? Or do you keep them in an art? Do you keep them in that special archive?
I have no idea. Some people keep an archive.
Okay.
Some people do keep an archive, but for me, like, so like if we chose 5, for example, and if I would like to revisit the picture, you keep an archive because you want to revisit it. Maybe, that would say, hold on. Yeah, maybe because like, okay, maybe now you put the picture and if you go back and you're like, wait, this was a hot picture too. Let me re-edit a different style or what I learned over the course of years and then present that way. So sometimes some people do keep it, but then or you keep a certain amount, for example, you know.
But do you let the models know that you have them, or that's just something for you, or like you just
they would know basically always. Okay. That's the whole deal when it comes to the bargain, you know.
So, they should know.
They should know. They should know.
I asked that question because I've heard, I ain't gonna say who I heard from or the purchase it about, but they have certain photographers on St. Martin that do these pictures, and then like, for instance, they would have their friends over and they'd be like, "Boy, look, boy, you see this picture I do with so and so, and boy, check this picture with so and so."
I have no idea about that.
Is that necessary? You as a photographer, would you consider that ethical? Or no, that's something that goes beyond your profession?
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
That from get-go, that's wrong.
I mean, I could imagine shit like that ruining your career pretty easily if like it get out. Because I mean, like if you're doing nude photography or something like that, especially that's something that requires a level of trust and thing between you and the model and blah blah blah. And if that's violated, you leaking the pictures or showing them to your homies, whatever. Like
no. If you discuss it with another photographer and for critique, then that's different. You be like, hey, this is what I did.
Lighting bad. I just couldn't figure out this
angle.
So
for next, or like what could do next time. Like for me, so far I've done 2 nude photo shoots so far. Literally, and yeah, for me it was weird because I was like, how do I do this? And as a guy, how do you but so you have to set your mind correct. I was like, this is a profession. Don't nothing naked, don't think nothing.
Yeah, that's a very good question. How I
do it?
Yeah, how you separate your I guess, for lack of a better term, primal instincts?
Yeah, boy. For the first time for me it was really like, okay, I was more nervous than a model. I'm dead serious.
But nervous of what though?
Because one, of course, you're a man. Okay. Male. Me said then. So, of course, you can, and you can always say what the word is like control that male thought. But sometimes it's just out there, and sometimes, for example. But the first time I did it, I was more nervous than a model, and I sat down for like a couple of hours. I want to create a photo that when I post it online or post it on my portfolio on a website, for example, that when you see the picture, it's art. So I don't.
It looks more tasteful than porn.
It's not porn.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and it's hard to photograph that sometimes because people have different mindsets. So like you might see the art, I might see the porn. You might see the porn, I might see the art. But I have to photograph this in a way that it comes across, for me, artful wise, and I have to like get into the mindset, and then when the model came and she was like, "This is the first one doing her shoot," and I was like, "Okay, all right, give me 1 second, go set, okay, get into your head, focus, all right,
that's respect.
We good." And then we went, and then the first like 3 minutes, 5 couple of shots, she's nervous because it's her first one as well, and after then you communicate with her, okay, cool, we adjust that, cool, and definitely always people, you always ask for permission. I don't do it for always shoots. If I'm going to adjust your hair, may I touch you? May I adjust this? May I do that? I'm going to tell you right about now, can't touch you. That's always for people who I don't know, like after working for a while with a model and they know me to the point, and they like, just turn me around. I'll just do that, but they're comfortable with you, And it was weird, but I have a mind, I know what the goal was basically, and I set it out and that's it, and then it came out really great.
Okay. Any of these 2 shoots ever catch you slipping? Like catch you watching a tit or 2? Or like watching an ass?
Well, I have to zoom in and edit. I have to zoom in and edit the picture, so I have to like retouch the little
the areola.
Whoa. No, but you can't understand. You have to skim retouch, and when you have to zoom in. So like the first one was really shy, and then the second one was a friend that was like cool, and she said, okay, let's do this, and she came and I was like, okay, let's do this, and then the first shot was okay, that was it, fire, and then it was
okay.
How long do those things normally last?
Photo shoots?
Oh no, photo shoots.
Oh no, photo shoot.
I don't
know. I guess both.
It depends.
I mean, I know.
It depends if I know on a time basis. Like, okay, my client is at 2 and I have a client at 4. Okay. That's a window. If you have the all day time in the world and you want to take your time and capture the image that you need to complete this project, then you just take all the time in the world. But then, of course, you pay for makeup artists and other stuff. There's a time limit you have to pay for. So, yeah. But
I guess it depends on the project.
That too as well. So,
but since you're speaking of makeup artists, do you have like a specific criteria for a makeup artist, or you just go in and pick one on the fly, or you go to the same one all the time?
Sometimes I just look for people like, hey, makeup artist now. That's about it. But there's some that's already professional and they charge like sometimes a 50 per hour or per face or per side. And
per face?
Per side?
Wait, what? I didn't even catch up per side. What do you mean per side?
No, that was a joke. But
I don't know about these. Like, give me like 25 for like half the thing. You know, some girls that want to hit this one. Yeah, this is my good size. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
sometimes they work hourly. They flag for face. Sometimes some people charge 500 for face. But that's how you know if they're professional. They know what they do. Sometimes some makeup artists take longer. But if she knows what she's doing, she put up on the spot. 25 minutes gone. Next project, you know.
Okay.
So now it is.
Makeup is interesting.
It is like that's legit art. No.
Yeah, 100%.
It take me to have living with different females to realize that shit is legit art.
It's also the source of trust issues.
Trust issues, insecurities.
Especially when somebody good at makeup. Oh my.
It depends. To me, I feel like it's more of an issue. Like things like that to me is social media. If you're in the social media era, if you're dealing with trying to judge what she looks like, but all her pictures is well made up on IG.
Yeah, that's different.
Like,
but see, social media, there's a whole bunch of different...
Because it's makeup and then there's the filter.
Exactly, there's so much different legit layers, pun intended, with that. there's a filter, there's how much makeup they have, the lighting, there's so
Angle.
many, and the there's so many
all
different
the chicks
things
who
with
look
it.
like they got ass on IG, but then it's like, but
Listen, right? Let me tell you, right?
you bamboozled
Let me
me.
show you, right? Being a designer, you could tell when the image is altered.
Okay, cool.
No, but I don't even mean that. I just mean like you standing with the leg in a certain way to make it look like
foot
there's
forward. Not more than one foot forward and the right foot up.
Let's be a little educational
Exactly.
now. So,
Exactly.
what is one of the ways you could tell if a picture has been doctored?
Sometimes you can definitely see by, let's use an example like ass, for example, now. Depending if around the ass is really like stretched and blurred.
using the distort tool.
There we go. Distort tool, that's definitely one. That's about it. Makeup, depending, because you could tell that's not her. If you check out other picture and check, okay, this bone structure is a little different, but other picture is like longer.
Okay, so back to the ass one. Is there another way to tell?
If the photographer who edited the picture is really good, then it's like it's really hard to see sometimes. But sometimes you just gotta just look, zoom in.
So no, okay, so like,
zoom in.
so it's mostly like how stretched it is.
Sometimes, because of course sometimes you can tell that the ass, for example, is normal, but then the background has been distorted. It'd be like polar stretched, or it might look like erased. You could kind of say.
Okay,
and that's one way.
I have a new way to judge Instagram photos now.
Just tap it and zoom in. I'm like,
But
I look a little distorted, you know.
I feel like that type of thing is becoming a lot less in a way. To me, it's a lot more just the angles that I just see that as like how people. It's not. I mean, there certainly are people out there doing the Photoshop as well to give themselves the more ass and things like that. But from my personal experience, at least from what I see with most of the IG people, it's like it's a lot of angles. It's a lot of just.
Yeah, but the angles have always been there, because then we know the main 3 poses of a woman that she does is either one where she puts her thigh on the table.
Yo, that one is misleading. Yo,
that's one.
Yo, that was a shocker for me when I found out the 2 stories.
2 is always where you put the left foot forward and the right foot back, but it's raised up, and then that creates the shape of a athletic person, basically. That's like an A.
That one burned me.
Yeah, and then the other one is always the top shot where she sits down and then the top shot.
Yeah,
and then
no double chin,
but it also shows how tight the thick the thighs is basically. So I'm not bashing women. You guys do you do, but that's how you could tell how there's a
Hey, we just trying to be educated.
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, there's always the ones where it's like, so the person has absolutely no body shots, is only face angles from the
above.
Then it's like that lets you know that
maybe you might be a little heavy.
Maybe, just maybe.
There's a possibility. I mean, we body shaming there, but hey, if you're heavy, you're heavy. There's nothing wrong. Big girls love to.
Yeah. So,
what would you say is the most fun part of your job?
Ooh,
shooting half naked chicks.
Obvious answer right there. See, I get a man an opportunity to say something else, you know?
I'm sorry. Keep bringing it back.
Hey, you gotta be consistent in life.
Yeah, that's true. No, I think for me is like, even that's part of one of my vision is seeing people smile at the end of the day. If a person come to you and, for example, they say, hey, they want to do the business, and then they had no idea what all goes into it, and be like, when they say, oh my god, you created this logo, this color that really fits me, and it made my brand stands out, and then when it's so happy and whatnot, oh my god, I really love it,
customer satisfaction, then basically.
And that's always one of my visions for my business future is to make people see more smiles, especially for weddings. You know, like wedding pictures is also really nice. Like, oh my god, you did the right amount of pictures, love them, or this and that, and back and stuff. You know, so for the branding side, is really see when people really like happy with content with the logo and designs. Oh my god, you know, like I love this business card. It's so nice. It represents who I am, or the colors really match my style, or you know, like because of the design did for your business, is like now it stands in the same part as a other business. Like, you know.
Would you say that you now more focus on like the design and stuff, the graphic design related things, or the photography, or is like a mix of both now?
If I'm to be honest, back then, a couple years ago, the reason why you guys know me only for my photography because you guys only see the pictures. But in the background, we did a lot of graphic stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I did 4G, the 4G for UTS logo. I did that. And other stuff as well. You can say on the
like
site.
Those type of things I expect in a way because it's not often like publicized and published.
Yeah, not that much, you know. But then when I said, okay, I really want to let people know that, hey, I'm not just only a photographer, I'm also a designer, which people know, but only people who know me close and know that they will see.
I feel like it's usually only people who is your clients who see that kind of side of you. They know what work you did and what you was involved with. So that's like I know a couple of other graphic designers and some of the shit that they've worked on that is like on their social medias in general, how it worked for the work that they do for this and this company is like it's not something that they publicize on themselves because
it's enough for them to to really like put it there. Because that's that thing with designers. If it's not good enough for your portfolio for yourself, then they're not going to post it up.
I feel like it's some of that, and it's also sometimes like depending. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but like certain companies, it's just we don't necessarily want you out there putting our stuff out there like you made it like that. So I mean, I assume it would differ because it's like at the end of it, you made it. I mean,
but that's always discussed in the briefing. If it's a company that have classified stuff, they will say, hey, this is classified, you can't post it. But not most that much, you know. But on my end is I love to work on both because then what I do specialize in is branding, designs, and photographies. And what's so good is that I love to help people combine the both. Because the problem where I do is back then sometimes people go to a designer and say, hey, I want a logo, but then they go to another photographer, and then sometimes just the message doesn't really like connect with each other because you have two different sources basically, you know. So when you come at me, for example, you will say, hey, they want my logo, my business done, cool, but then you also get the custom photography, let's say.
And that's also kind of like the way you're supposed to go about doing graphic design in a sense, like, because there's all kind of illegalities when it comes using somebody else's image. To be a real graphic designer, you're supposed to be creating everything more or less from scratch. That's
taking your own as well. Like I don't use no stock images unless for markups.
You pay for them.
No, markups only. So everything is markup. Like select
showing the draft of what it is you want to do.
Or let's say I will show draft online, but everything that you're gonna get from me, you're gonna get custom photography. So you're gonna get me, the photographer, going and shooting everything. You're gonna go at your store, at your bakery, your object, whatever it is. You're gonna get that. So then, at the end of the day, for me, the more you see yourself in your brand, you're more happy because then you're like, hey,
that makes sense.
I love it, you know.
Yeah, and you also avoid getting sued and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's one of those things where
you could just buy the stock images, but I was like, I don't see the point in that.
Yeah, that's one way, but I mean, just about like, there's a lot of people who make flyer, like you say, like you mentioned, the club flyers and stuff like that. The random chicks, they go on Google, they type in hot chick or whatever, and like, you can't just take somebody's face and put that on this thing, and like, you can, of course, and many people do it, especially in like nightclub and just flyers. Things is disposable. It's not something meant to last
there's
long.
No law really there's a law, but not really.
There's copyright law.
Governed in the Caribbean.
It's hard to track. A lot of those. Even simple things like logo. I mean, fonts. When you see certain business use, you can't use that font. You gotta pay the creator of that font to use that in your business, in your house style, all these things. Yeah, unless you're getting it created for you.
I used to always wonder before I really get
in the graphic design world, there's lots of illegalities that happen just because it's difficult to track, and there's a certain amount of, if you transform it, if you change the nature of what it is, if you adjust it in different ways, it kind of conforms to fair use rules on the copyright law and shit like that. But
I used to legit think like, boy, these promoters know all these pretty girls, but never see them on Sonata.
Exactly. Some random chick on live.
Hey, ignorance is bliss, man. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know any better.
For me-
I mean, I've made one or two of those flyers and stuff, so I know this was just some random chick that I found on
you know,
Google.
like in the normal pasa, which is normal now. You know, so
I really until I start figuring out like, well, not knowing
The
them
world
personally,
is alive.
but seeing like these chicks like live in the States or seeing them on TV and whatnot, I'm like, okay, so you just take the pic. Oh, so that's what I to be doing.
that's
Okay,
about it. Cool. That's about it. But then sometimes they just photograph these pictures for stock images. So
Yeah.
that's why most people just grab it and just cut it out and then use it. So if you say
If
something on a flyer,
they're doing it the right way.
yeah. So if you say yourself on a flyer on a, for example, you may see yourself on a flyer on a commercial ad, which is good, and then next week you picture yourself on a pasa, for example. You don't take the picture. That was your job. So well, whoever the person for that kind of uses, yeah, that's up to them.
yeah.
So-
I could think that ain't really your business no more. Once you get paid into the
Get paid.
picture, then
But yeah, but that's the thing about it for me. At the end of the day, is like seeing people content with everything, especially when it comes to like branding designs for like the logos and the business cards and I don't know whatever. And on the photography side, commercial wise, like for model agencies and I don't know, people who use also content for the brand as well too, even weddings as well too. Like I have a couple of weddings coming up just know what I do. So
okay. So then, what's next for let me not say for Anthony. Like what other than the whole like you got any projects coming up that you want people to know about?
ooh, that's a good topic. But right now, not really. I'm about to release the Fitting Jams, which is like a playlist on Spotify. So whether you're home working or you're just ready for TJF, you know, I'll release that just now soon. More things, more content, more pushing, more brands. So like if all you need anything concerning that that direction, basically, that's about it.
Okay.
Next, maybe traveling, maybe more destination stuff.
Oh, I had to think about this, but then I had to lose my train of thought. You see yourself going back to St. Martin
That's a good question, eh?
and actually working on your stuff in St. Martin?
No. The thing about it that always lay how you say it's in the back of my mind
Mm-hmm.
because it's more about like okay, there's right now tons of photographers on St. Martin.
That's not a lie.
There's a lot of graphic designers as well too, and it's an island very small. And big up to everyone there down there, but I think for me, my idea, my vision, so for I create, I think it's more bigger. And then sometimes doing that stuff back home, certain our island people sometimes wouldn't grasp the concept,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So up here is like more, yeah. Especially up here is like when you leave an island and go international, you see the world is totally different. And I think everyone here got that image. Like the world isn't really around you no more. It's really around big, you know.
But
So-
could you elaborate a bit on when you say they wouldn't grasp the concept? What do you mean by that exactly?
In a sense of saying sometimes, okay, how you say?
Like someone with like the new photography, a lot of people just see that's boring.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
no. On the photography part, the photography is good. No problem. It's more something on the designer side. Sometimes I would say, hey, if I say, okay, you're gonna come to me to a business, right? And I always ask people, okay, is this an island-based business or is this home or are you gonna do it? Or are you thinking abroad? For example, you know, sometimes some people say, hey, okay, I wanna do an island-based, for example, and okay, then you do a simple logo for them that's there. It's easy. But sometimes if you're going abroad, now you have to think more branding-wise. How can I sell it? Not saying you could create a stick logo and be like, hey, I can sell this to the world. It's possible. But sometimes there's a sense of style, class, and, you know.
But I don't know why you would do anything just island based anyway. That's
Well,
limiting yourself to so many to so much.
No, like I would love to go back home with the weather. Everything is good. It's your home, your parents, your mother, your aunts and stuff. But I just think that the idea that I have right now is better to have that European style and designer wise up here, you know.
Okay, and you see yourself staying in Holland or maybe going somewhere else?
I always tell myself maybe like late 30s, 40s, maybe if I'm married then or if I got children, go back home. So that's what my mom did. She's up here for almost her whole life and then she went back home.
Okay, so what would actually give you an incentive, or what would be your incentive to go back home? Better job opportunities, more openness of the island,
I have no
or
idea.
just in general what you want?
I think if I
in
go,
St. Martin?
if in a better situation, or let's say if something doesn't really work up here, I'll go and I'll make it work. But it's just that it's gonna take time because then you're gonna start fresh. Because see now, I think our generation, I would say our generation, is mostly abroad. knows back home, and I could say the connection that we have down there is not really there no more. So you have to go there, make new friends. You have to meet new people.
That's
Definitely,
true.
So
I would agree with that.
Yeah, so I have to start off from the ground again, and then see how can I make myself different with, for example, like against Elvis or against Cameron or Kerwin or Sign Triple Line or whoever designers out there, for example, So, and that's what I was saying. So, and then also as well, pricing wise, everything, like I love my smart people, I love them, but it's just that everything can be a discount. Come on, people, I have to I gotta buy bread and butter too, like I love it, like.
I mean, that's the one thing I hate, where it's like, I know you, so I should get a discount, and that's the support like they kind of feel when it's like,
it should be the other way around.
All you doing is disrespecting me.
You should be paying full price because that goes by case on case basis. I guess
it's case on case, but it's I would think maybe
to me, don't come to me assuming you can get a discount.
Yeah.
Don't come to me assuming because you know me and get a discount.
Yeah.
If I decide to give you, I hope you appreciate and you value that I give you a discount and stuff like that. But this is my price. You don't go Albertine and tell the people, no, I want 50 cents off of my
courgette.
You buy me €2 off this salad.
But because you know me, you're gonna disrespect me by that way. Like you ain't got no choice with these people. But you pay it and you're happy to pay it.
Yeah.
Ain't no bargaining up here.
Yeah.
So like that's why it's a little bit, and I just have a conversation with people sometimes in a circle, and when you talk with people, like we can talk about it now, we can relax, but all you guys will understand. Maybe other people understand. Some other person might say, okay, well, I'm not like this in Samaritan, I'm not like that, but then
any business owner, anybody who wants to start a business understands exactly where you're coming from.
It's not simply because I know you, I'm gonna give you a discount, or you find my price too high. Yeah, at the end of the day, if my GB bill cut off and all that, let's say if I charge for a photo shoot €200, for example, just know that you come at me for quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I could go buy a friend and he have a Samsung 5. I won't say 10, but Samsung 5. He could take better pictures with me.
Go by him.
Go by him then, for example, And it's like, but think about that. You have to think about
that's usually my advice in those situations. If you know somebody where you could I've literally told somebody that if you know a partner where you could record cheaper than me, like you don't gotta pay my price. I ain't saying you have to come here, but and my price ain't even expensive. That's the crazy shit about it. But
then you have to be think about it. Let's make a list, for example. Let's say you come in for a photo shoot. I charge €400, for example. €400 then comes off tax, comes across travel times, comes across
makeup artist,
if I use
clothes, if you bought any
equipment wise, and why I say 400 because a camera, camera cost these days from 2,000 go up here.
Yep.
So in case that camera breaks on that 400 you will shoot, for example, what happens? Do you think that little €100 I break from you could repair the camera?
Mm-hmm.
A small thing broke up off my camera today. They tell me it's $800 for that camera to fix.
Yep.
So
and depending on the camera, the laser, the lens, the stuff inside.
Don't talk about the lens. The lens, that thing killing me these days.
One day I dusted for these lenses, boy. Oh my god.
But anyways, you get the gist of it. Everything wise, okay, and also I think for a personal wise, for the designing wise, for me, I think because I've done so much stuff for things that's international, they see the bigger picture, and then back home, sometimes I think they might see the smaller picture, and then maybe that might turn you off from saying, hey, listen, right, I love your business idea, I love your bakery idea, but let's not, how you say, do this idea, which is like a small idea, but my friend have a bakery and is like Calvin and stuff, for example, and they have a little weird scribble, but I could see you going bigger for the Instagram, and then you could invite these celebrities that come down to the island, and if they come to you because they like your style, or how your cake is photographed, tastes good, and that's I think sometimes my personal thing, sometimes I fear about it because you have this grand idea, but then they're gonna just think about all in the island in a way, but that's personal.
I feel like in a way that is easily mitigated by pricing in a way, because
the client too.
Yeah, but in that whole process, I feel like it's okay, I'm willing to pay for this and this and that. That's where my idea kind of fits with it. I get where you're coming from, where it might be you want to expand. Yes, I see your vision, but it could be so much more type of vibe.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that, but it's the client always right type of vibe.
Yeah, it is.
If you I feel like there's certain things where it could only happen locally. I mean, like, not all business models, not all business types, whatever it is
Yeah.
you're making is, I guess, ideally optimized for an international market. Certain business ideas certainly would only work marketing to a local if it's like a product, or let's say you selling a fruit that only Caribbean people know can't only grow over here. Certain, I mean, that's a
Or maybe I can break it down a little bit and say maybe we all know the hair salons. For example, the hair salons, everybody has the same logo. It's mostly the woman with the face with the hair, for example. So I think we all know that everybody has the same hair salon. So it's like, okay, if one client come in want that style, and next client come in want that style, is after it gets like, okay, like I'm doing this over again. As a designer, each year design language change. Like 2018, 17, everything was popping, and all of a sudden 2018, everything got flat colors. So flat colors, everything changed. Staple changing logo to something really simple. Everything is simplicity right now. So as a designer, you will feel
I
like
remember when everything was glossy. You had to make
Glossy.
it look like the 3D with the kind of
3D. Everything that was 2015 going to 16. I could be wrong, but around that time, and then everything started to flat colors. So everything was
like
muted
icon
colors.
images on you.
Icon become more simple. Everybody's like, I literally saw when everybody Facebook, LinkedIn, everybody just changed colors, bam, on the spot. So as you're the person, you want to see that.
Yeah, nah.
Keep paying attention.
If I did him some only now that he's saying it, I really okay, you know that
Instagram changing stuff.
But like, who does determine these things, right? Because
Designers,
It's designer. Trends.
It's like at a certain point, it's just like, for example, when you look at cars ain't no different. When it's
Yeah.
like, so we going boxy, and boxy is defined as modern. Like we going square corners versus
Until
round
somebody comes with
corners.
something new, like,
And
oh,
it's
it's
like,
interesting.
oh, this is the like snapbacks versus fitteds. Like fitted was the established. Now we're going retro and thing and bring back snapbacks or whatever and shit. Like it's all the same shit.
And then also as well to like
What the norm is, and then like if you're going away from that,
trend,
Yeah,
because
so-
almost, right at this day and age, almost nothing is new. A lot of things are new. A lot of things is just
copy from the past, or something,
edited versions of past designs.
A good example was Formula One. Formula One. Remember, I could remember Formula One logo back then. Well, you know, but it was the one with the stripes, fast lines. It was for F1 something like, it was a stripe, and then they rebranded, which is very simple, and they did that, and the internet just backlash. You know, the whole internet, we love the old logo, but it's like design, why change? Why as the company, if I have, I don't know, Apple or for example HP, and then everybody upgrade, and then Dell say, you know, they upgrade. No, they have to keep up with trends. What's trending? What's popping? You know. So that's what I said. In a way, it will feel weird if everybody in the island just doing the same thing over and over again. And, okay, you feel after that, you're like, I'm getting bored. How can I push myself as a designer? Of course, you could get outside work, but still, you like. I want to better the island as well too. But then to better the island, the people has also as well understand that, hey, we can go more bigger. You know.
That's definitely a lot of argument I hear a lot of people been saying when it comes to going back or when it comes to business. Because I've seen, I don't know if you...
Gilla post.
Yeah.
I mean, your whole line of questioning, I was like, oh, so you just memorized exactly what Gilla was asking?
Yeah, no, that's legit well...
I haven't seen it, the post.
Yo.
It was just basically asking people if
why they would go back. Why?
What would have to change about
Yeah.
St. Martin for you to go back? And if you are going, like, why are you going? Or if you're not going, why you're not going? And like 60, 70 people respond and got like a whole bunch of comments.
The comment, I think it's like 80, 90 by
I
now.
know.
But it was interesting just to see the different types of answers and how many people say the same thing.
Give me top 5 that you see. Top 5.
Living expense,
Definitely.
wage,
Ooh, definitely.
being told that they overqualified,
job security.
because you can have a great
Growth.
job but only have it there for more and growth.
A lot of people saying like growth within the field.
There
and
was
stuff
also
like
like mentality. That wasn't
Some said mentality, but I don't think that was such a pivotal something, because
To me, most of them was salary. The most of them, I remember,
legit,
everybody
most of
just
it was
being
money.
like, they're not going to pay me enough, or I can't get the job that I want, I'm overqualified. To me, those were like the main ones.
A lot of them
definitely,
too was Simati don't have the feel that they that they study or they would want to work in, which is a small
Understandable.
island is only
It's
so
hard.
much.
Yeah, so much could do. Yeah,
is understandable.
because
as
I
well.
think before we came up with S4, it was the normal stuff. It was electrician, administration, banker.
What the things that I push you into, you mean? Like,
What that
on the list that you could choose from, that they say, like,
to get the
Yeah.
it was more of those stuff, and I was like, here am I going
Priority list.
with my portfolio.
yeah, the priority list.
Yeah, I remember when I went, I had to convince. I went my whole map and said, this is what I do, and I know it's not on the list of the requirements or potential requirements, And luckily, the woman who saw it, she was like, "Oh, like I love what you do and stuff." So I think that she must have put in a word for me. I'm guessing.
I hope people in office see people like Gilla in the first person that made a post like that. Although his might have had more impact, a little more reach because of his notoriety.
Yeah.
But I hope they pay attention to people social medias that posting these kind of questions and also look at the comments, because if they're still pushing the same crap what they were trying to do almost 10 years ago when we come up, then we have a bigger problem than I thought originally. Because there's so much more innovation, there's so much more fields, there's so much more things that we could do, that young people could do that could benefit the island, but they're not getting the opportunity or they're not getting the thing to go.
I get where you're coming from, but I disagree in a way. Because to me, being that St. Martin is as small as it is and we have these struggles, I feel like all of that is why they have to push that shit even more. That's why they have to have this priority list, and it have to be like, yo, we need this, we need this, we need. I understand you want to do all of this, but we as a government, we have to look at like the sustainability of our island and shit. We have to make some kind of decision and make some kind of priorities to be like this. We value a little more.
For example, how arts was never pushed.
I mean, what I was doing was I chose IT because
that was like creative arts.
Yeah,
no, it's been put because it grew from
but that's just one of the things. Only now they really seeing it from the people like Bianca who say fuck everybody and everything. I gonna do this on my own, and the impact she had. Yeah, I believe people like that is what. People like her is what changed some of the narrative.
Like I remember having a conversation with somebody about like the arts on St. Martin and like why they don't push it, and it's like it never gonna grow if government don't put nothing behind it, if y'all don't take some money and be like
talking about that. I didn't cut you off, but the best joke I ever heard for government was from old guy, and I remember it was drinking beer and I was chilling. And I was like, listen, right, my whole life, all I know is Sarah, Theo, and William. And also funny, he laughed, he said, ha! And he's 60, 80, 70. He was like, all my life, all I know is Sarah, Theo, and William. So that's like has been there so long, for example, not just, I don't not into politics like that, but.
We cuss about it, so we
move on for that.
It's one of those things that I feel like in some ways gets a bad rap. In the sense that I certainly agree that there needs to be change. We need new young blood, new faces, people with new ideas and different things like that to come into government, parliament, however you want to slice it. But at the same time, I feel like government would fall apart without somebody like Sarah. Like when you actually watch parliament meetings and you see how intelligent Sarah is and how many rules she just pull out of her ass, in the sense like she knows so much in her mind about how parliament and government is supposed to be run in terms of rules, and
you think that just come from experience? You don't think you have a young Sarah somewhere?
Yeah, I would know, but the thing,
but that's what I mean. If you just get rid of somebody like that and we don't got nobody with that kind of thing, it's gonna be like a big mess for a while until 10 years later when that person become like a second Sarah.
It's experience.
It's like if you don't have nobody.
But
there's experiment and there's intelligence. Because there's other people who almost just experience also, but they just like
but
you don't got the intelligence.
That's completely true. But I think the other side to that coin as well, what you're talking about, is not only that you can't kick everybody out one time. You have to have the older ones to kind of quote unquote teach the history. At least,
nobody go over somebody.
At the same time, you have to have the young ones.
Give them a chance.
Not only get them a chance, they have to put themselves out there. We can't vote for somebody that's not on the list.
And that was another thing that I saw, like Jeremy had been commenting, a whole lot of people had liked that one, because he had to some about how he actually wants to go back on Gilla, referring to Gilla Post. So he actually wants to go back, and because he's seen, like looking at it, it's just
the political arena and stuff like that.
And it's just one of those things where, like, based on responses, it makes you feel like there's no hope for St. Martin, because all the people with a little bit of education and sense, nobody wants to go back, and it's like, where the fuck this change will come from if everybody stays away? Y'all want these changes to happen, but ain't nobody deciding to be like, okay, let me take the pay cut because I actually care about St. Martin. It's like everything is just finances.
That rent boys. I remember a time.
That was another one too.
I sat down.
Rent.
I sat down and I just Googled apartment
rent and
I was like,
you paying $1,000
for 1 bedroom, small kitchen, like $1,000. I was like,
at least 800. How you gonna do that?
80% of your minimum wage is basically going on rent.
And after they have
GB. And then GB always coming off. Then you don't
want groceries. You don't want to go out. You don't want to save.
I saw somebody post a picture of LeGrand and shit grapes. $7-8. I was like, yo.
Ain't even grab my shit no more. What it is? It's Carrefour. Okay?
Carrefour.
It's
Carrefour.
Carrefour.
Yeah,
Carrefour.
yeah,
Car. Ain't grab my shit no
It's
more.
been so long now. I don't know why.
Hey, but it's funny. It's just.
I remember food center.
I was just a quick thing. It's
You
funny.
watch your back? Rams.
Rams different.
But no, it's funny how it is because now I get so accustomed to saying grab my shit. What the hell is Carrefour? I'm like, yeah, we going to Carrefour. I'm like, well, you doing what? Oh, grab my shit.
boy,
But then when it was grab my shit, it was I go food center there. Why we always in the past?
We
though?
like it, man. We like it.
We want let go. We want let
No, we
go.
don't want to let go. That's it.
Nostalgia.
But that's a whole other topic for different story.
But no, again, I bring up that because I did see the stuff on Gilda Post, and it is. I was one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, fuck going back. I'm gonna try to do. Okay, at least fuck going back.
Establish yourself
Fuck
before.
going back immediately.
Yeah.
I was more the one like, yo, I'm gonna try to do what I can from outside, and then when I establish thing in,
Yeah.
but then that's how to word it properly. That's an unsure way. Because you don't necessarily know how
When you're gonna be established.
When
Yeah.
you're going to be established, what going to happen outside. If you're already in it, doing the dot, you're there with the people, you know what is going on, you're part of the community. I believe now, seeing it and hearing different things and have different experiences in life, that would have more of an impact than just staying from the outside and let's just say shelling in money.
Okay, well, I should say that I should phrase it better than I think. Then, if I say truthfully, what my fear would be, one, design language, for me, because then like you really want the designer you want to push up every day, and maybe sometimes a client or two wouldn't get it on Samart, for example, and I think the second one would be maybe is like start back over fresh again, where you don't know body, and then you have to really build yourself up through the ranks of our local people, for example.
Like, hey, you saying that, in a way I don't believe it. Like,
You never know.
like I don't believe it in the sense that you have a name. Like, it's not to say that
have
you.
a name,
It's not
have
to
a
say.
name up here.
To me, it's not to
worldwide.
say you that removed from St. Martin people altogether, because like a lot of the work that you did up here, kind of helping to establish your name up here, was with not completely with St. Martin people. I mean, you have shot a lot of St. Martin models and different things. So it's not to say
the
like
last amount of people in your work as well.
yeah,
so.
it's not to say you completely.
Well,
so I don't. That way, I don't feel like you have to start from scratch.
100%, but yeah, it's not 100%. Let's say, but it's like a little because then you have to deal with
I certainly do get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
most of the people of our generation, our age group, they up here and they're not there. So it's like those in that way.
Yeah.
But you don't know in the photography community
Yo,
and different things like
look,
that.
right?
I'm sure you could.
Or you would be surprised, and because I was, well, maybe not all you, but I was definitely surprised the amount of people that live in back in St. Martin that you don't know living back in St. Martin. They got.
I mean, at
good-
this point, we've been here 8 years now. Like, going on 8 years, I've been here.
But I mean, we
Like-
up here at the same time, so
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, not everybody.
Yo,
Like,
yeah.
I can't
Well,
say
yeah,
Well, I mean,
11?
yo,
11? Or 12? We came up here.
11.
Yeah,
Before
11.
I came up 12, yeah. Okay.
Now what I mean is like for us, we
I
at the point where
legit-
people came up here, finished, and gone back
yeah.
home. Like,
I really
if
was
you're up here for 8
Yo,
years,
at least they had at least 8 people. I was shocked. Like, yo, you here? No, and I'm not to say you here. When you get in the conversations with them, they be, yeah, I walk in so. I'm like, but wait, you living here? Like, yeah, I moved down here like a year or two. I say, what? Why? My first question was why. But then most of the answers I got was family.
Yeah, of course. That
Come back to support the
for
family. They help
yeah.
this one, help that one. You hear this one. Some of them, I guess I gonna say it again for lack of a better word. Some of my more privileged friends telling me that yeah, they come back work with their mother, come work back with their father, business, or they working with their aunt or something like that, or you know, how have you? And then I can like this one come back because their mother sick. This one come back their father sick. They trying to take care of family and stuff like that. Those are the reasons I heard.
Those are valid reasons to do that.
Those are the,
yeah.
I've never heard somebody up to this day. I never heard somebody come back. Well, went back to Samantha. But yeah, but I had a good job. I had a good opportunity, and that's why I went back.
Some people do get
I know
offered.
some
Don't-
people.
don't-
No,
yeah,
some.
I know
But I just say
people.
I have yet to hear that.
I know.
Me
I
personally, I've
know.
yet
I
to
know
hear
one or
it.
two who come in when they came up here to review some
like Gilda
expo.
Post self had some of them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I had a couple of them where it was like, yeah, I was able to find a decent job and stuff like that. So I went back. There was also somebody saying like, yeah, I took the pay cut. Then, you know, that's just one of the things you got to accept if you actually do care about going back to man and
Yeah.
thing like that.
Yeah, but like I said, I think that's like
Yeah, but
that's the
that's a
small
big cut.
little. Yeah, that was the small little truth from my side. I have nothing, not like a scare, nothing. Or it's like for me, design language as well. It's like, okay, but that's the small things. Like I will go back. If I go back tomorrow, I will say, hey, get a nice start up again, new studio, and go down there and build up for that again.
Like my advice, even though I know it's a lot, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
That would be focused internationally in the sense of like who you're trying to attract client wise and stuff like that. If you could just, to me, that would be the solution where it's like you could live in St. Martin, maybe enjoy some of the things that you do enjoy about St. Martin while still having the ability to experience, do the broader ideas, the bigger ideas.
For that thing, because then it was a year, I would decide to go back to St. Martin or not, and I had up a draft. I was like, okay, if I go to St. Martin, what am I going to do? And then I looked at everything online from commercial-wise, everything, and what I do realize is that a lot of commercial work on St. Martin is shot from outside sources. So they will hire outside photographers and come shoot the thing. And then I was like, I don't like that. So I would like to go back, and if I said to go back tomorrow, my goal would be if I go back to St. Martin, and I would like to shoot info out, but they call it info out is that I want to do commercial work where I will attract people to the island. They come in. Rather than shooting info in, I want to really have that scope of saying people from there come to our island, see our carnival, see our beaches, see our hotels, see the culture. And that's my draft, man. So if I had to go back tomorrow, that's what I would do. So I guess I would fall under maybe tourism, maybe or something, but that's what I would do basically for under my stand, which I have it there. That plan's there already set. So it's just like if I have to go back now, then that's is the mission.
Okay.
So
I can understand now.
So that's my whole
okay, so we about a hour and a half in, and I want to touch one topic before we dip.
Yeah, man, we could touch on something. I mean, because unless you got more that we missed out on that you might potentially want the people to know.
People should know that, this is what I do. I love what I do, people, and also as well, I love helping people, especially bringing the best in them. So, yeah.
I realize that's somewhat of my calling as well. I like to see people happy. As much as I'd be a dick sometimes. I like
so people check it out, thefittingstation.com. See where if you need anything with brand designs.
And for, like IG and stuff like that, people want to follow.
On IG is The Fit Station.
Okay.
That's on IG. I think that's on LinkedIn, that's on Behance, that's on Dribble.
Whoa, you just named two there I had no idea about.
Design language.
Behance I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
And that's one.
Yeah.
Dribble that.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's rare for the designers as well too. But LinkedIn as well too. But check those 12 people, check the website, thefittingstation.com. And
anything on Facebook?
Facebook as well to The Fit Station.
The Fit Station. So it's the same as the IG.
Yeah.
Where did the name come from? Like, what's the meaning behind that?
The meaning is more like your next stop in brand design and photography. Everybody has a pit stop.
Okay.
Think about it. And then the fitting station is like more of you come, when you stop, you walk into our parlor, and then we tailor it to you. We tailor the suit that's going to...
Okay, I'm glad you said that. I wasn't seeing it. I ain't gonna lie. I really wasn't seeing it.
As I said from the beginning, but that's where the name came from, basically. So it's the phrase for your next stop, whether in photography, it could be whatever. Everybody has a stop in life, whether it's a wedding stop, whether it's a design stop or business stop or whatever.
Okay.
And then for the brand designer, we tailored, customize, your stuff for you to make it fit to the T. Basically, like a fitting glove. That's right.
I feel you.
So,
makes sense.
That's about it basically. So thefittingstation.com and then different places, thefit.com social media. The Fit Station, my bad.
Alright, so
you want to pick one?
That holiday is out today. I was thinking Game of Thrones. Because I mean we had started getting into the little conversation before we started recording.
Okay. Just make sure I think here. Everybody watch it?
I've seen up until the third episode. I ain't watched the fourth one yet. But
You
watched the fourth then?
I saw till the fight. I mean,
okay. You haven't seen it, like you don't watch Game of Thrones period?
Nah, I don't watch it. I don't watch it, so y'all could just go ahead and talk.
Oh, you're not gonna watch it?
No.
Okay.
No.
She didn't have it. No. Like don't give two shits about. I understand. There's a lot of people,
but I don't mind the spoilers because I go watch it soon.
There's not too many in the fourth episode. There's not. You up to date, right?
Up to date, yeah.
There's not too many spoilers on the fourth one, like Anthony was saying before we actually started recording, is just like it's like the downtime and all.
So it's
this,
like the second episode. From
yeah.
how he was describing
it's like the
it.
second
First,
episode.
second one is the build up.
That one mean, like,
it's kind of like the big up.
the second one,
No, because it's true. Because
the second one was a lead up to the fight. The second episode was just
first, second, and third is always
one of the main. I guess one of the main.
But I mean, the third episode was the big fight.
Yeah,
so it's like the second episode. And to me, the first episode was like
Trash. The first episode was trash. That's what it was. It was trash.
The reintroduction.
Yeah, to me that's basically what it was, dog. The first episode is like, oh, so this is what you was doing, this is what she was up to, this is like, it's kind of catching back up to where the shit ended up.
It was
a recap. It was a small recap.
And then the second episode was like, okay, so
that's
we're
what the first
preparing
5 minutes for. I don't need the whole another hour of a recap, dog. That's what the first 5 minutes of the episode for.
15 million episode. 15 million episode.
They knew a lot of people were just going to start with the season, so they catch everybody up.
Full of shit. Anyway,
no, but that's TV logic. If you have the show as 8 seasons and people get put onto it now, have the hour the previous recap always, huh?
Look, right, they have 5 minutes, okay? If you want to go to recap, watch the other episodes.
This is Game of Thrones.
Watch the other episodes.
Yo,
15 million episode, people. 15
watch
million.
the other episodes. Shit. You've wasted a whole fucking hour and a half for bullshit.
I'm just saying, Game of Thrones, like, there's a lot of shit that goes on. If you want me to recap that in 5 minutes,
then watch the fucking other episodes.
8 seasons. 7
Anyways,
seasons.
They had time to recap.
So exactly, shit me up. They had time. You had time to watch it before the season come up. Okay, don't get me upset. Now.
You remember that. You remember that.
So now the only and you say you don't mind the spoilers so too much.
Whatever.
The main thing, I guess maybe Anthony, Anthony can correct me. The main thing that happened in episode.
Wait, today's Sunday.
Yeah,
so the next episode coming out today. So
the main thing that happened was the end of it. Was homegirl advisor Daenerys Targaryen. You remember the one only black chicks in the show?
Missandei. Yeah, I saw something talking about Missandei die.
Okay, yeah, she gone. Her head get chopped off. Homegirl dead. Yeah, so you know that going to start a whole new shit now because you know that was Grey Worm woman, and then that was homegirl like best friend and advisor and all that kind of shit. Like, she was there with her when she was a slave.
The thing about it with that is that you could see now she pissed. So like, but you could see like she getting more like her father now. Yeah,
the whole one the because like Anthony was saying again before, it was trying to get a little bit more political. So like, who doing what you shouldn't do, what you shouldn't do. So her Daenerys advisors was more saying like, you can't destroy the same village that you want to see. You can't destroy the same city you want to see.
But then before you go far, you could say what Cersei did is because she know how she thinks. So we're gonna bring all the people into the castle. So if you won't do an assault on the castle if you want to
kill thousands of people.
So that will make it like shit. Okay, we can't full on to the castle. So that was a big problem for them.
Yeah, especially with the whole dragons and shit like that. Oh,
Jesus!
Another one.
Oh, hey,
there's only one dragon now. Yeah. The other one dead.
That was so beautiful.
I was watching. I don't remember what it was, but it was talking some of this. So I'm aware of like a little bit of what happened. I heard some people talking about the dragon dead, speculating whether like if he's gonna be dead, or like if they're gonna bring it
so
back
beautiful
or
because
something.
it was like he was.
Why
is it beautiful? Because it was so like he was flying.
Okay.
He was flying.
Okay, good. I could be normal.
He was flying. He was what you say? He was flying. He was just cruising because he was. After then. Also blue, he look happy. Also blue, you just got
it's okay.
In your neck.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was also blue.
Right, that was a little but I still find everything. Why I don't know. Okay, maybe because budget and money and stuff like that. No, I don't know why they feel like everything is rushed.
No, because it's hard to.
It's only six. Why
6 episodes?
I don't know if I agree with that whole 6 episode thing. Again, I don't know.
Well, it depends.
I don't know.
It depends because how I see is that
aren't they longer though?
Yeah,
like 1.5 and shit.
The first episode I believe was 45, 50. And then 3, 4, and 5 is an hour and a half.
Was like an hour, 15 minutes.
Almost an hour and a half, almost.
Okay.
But then the first 2 was like 40, 50 normal time. But then, it's 15 a million, you know. And the thing about it is that it's hard to tell a whole book condensed into an episode.
On top of the fact that it's not done.
That's true.
And then also again,
they kind of just freestyling now.
But why choose only 6? They
freestyling.
Why choose only? They just have all this alternate from the book. Just some of the stories shift from where.
Because what happened is there was him. They were using his source material, and then when he couldn't keep pace, they hired another person. And then that's why they hire a new person now. So new
Yeah, but
person,
that what I mean. They freestyle it.
Yeah.
Like the source material, they don't have that to go off because the book
Yeah,
isn't
they
done.
finish, yeah.
Like, and Kana Woods was talking about this shit. I can think on the last episode where it's like, yeah, they just got ended differently than the book because the book still got to be written.
Yeah, and then the book go kind of follow the path of the film. But then now they announced that they will have a next one though.
What do you mean? A next book?
No, next it's a Game of Thrones. But then
A prequel
a prequel about when over the Targaryens, the thing, the dragons
okay.
back
But
then. So,
now give.
I'd actually be interested in that.
Here's my biggest problem with Game of Thrones this season, and this more pertains to the fight scene. All three of us see the whole war scene with the thing.
this
I heard of it.
All right, see, you got a little information here.
Yeah.
What the flying fuck? You mean to tell me it take you 8 fucking years to build up this whole winter is coming?
Yeah.
8 years plus, winter is coming, and I fucked done in like a half hour? Fucking really?
Let me answer that, right? The thing about this, which I find, is that it was hard to do that because as I'm saying, the plot seed was winter's coming, but then at the same time, the first plot seed was that was the first plot seed, and then the second plot seed it was families, but then there was more of the war with the different families, basically, and then it was like, okay,
it's War of the North and it's War for the Throne. Those are the two main things that was going on.
But that's the thing. It's not. It's
Battle
not
of
just
the North with the White Walkers and Winter coming versus the Battle for the Throne.
It's not just the North. That's the whole fucking world, Biggs. Everybody and their mother come together except for fucking Xerxes and she stupid scun. Everybody come together. Yeah, because this was the fucking threat.
No, so but I think what happened was what on my side is that they laid a seed for the North. But then they didn't do nothing with it. They just small hints here and there in the background. And then the main story was about the families and the war.
The battle for the throne.
Battle for the throne. So now that the thing come, it's like, cool, we already have this big for the battle of the throne. That have to be like the end goal. That's like, you know? So it can't be like, okay, why do five mess up with 6 episodes? That is short to explain all of that.
Yo,
that is
again,
short.
You mean to tell me this man got a hell of a whole army?
Yeah.
100,000 plus. It's been building up for 8 fucking years plus, and it done in a half hour. I was you didn't see nothing about the generals. You didn't see nothing about their power. Yeah, you hardly see anything about this man power. He must make a little ice storm, and that was it. I mean, fucking really? The only piece that was good was how the Night King died.
Yeah, Arya boy.
That's the only one that catch me off guard. I didn't expect it, that whole, and then it become a challenge and all that kind of shit. I don't know if I checked on social media. I mean, it's not really a big challenge, but they got an Arya challenge, which is like dropping the knife and how she stabbed it. It's kind of true.
It was nice because that move she learned back then.
It wasn't not only that, but it wasn't predictable. Because you would think either like the dragons will kill him somehow, or John.
I mean, there wasn't John running over there. He got to go and check out the scene.
What I love about that, right?
And then John didn't make it.
That scene, which I keep pulling back, is that how it was just there, and then she just run by so quick. All you see is a hill. And that I was hyped for because she like one of those ninjas when you see her coming.
Assassin.
Yeah.
You have 6 generals, 6 or 5, whatever, and they just come there and they had one job.
So upset.
They had one job, protect your king, right? And then they let a small girl just.
To me, aside from that, I was also looking at what happened with Bran. To me, that whole setup, it was just not smart. Like only Theon, so you know Bran, that okay, this is the key to everything. You know that I'm the important person. The Night King coming for me. All right. Theon, like this is the person we like to defend the most important thing.
The man he redeemed himself. You can't lie. He redeemed himself after all the crap he did.
He did, yeah.
He did.
I mean, he had get hit, but it didn't show like when he died.
I think personally he had the most character development in the whole show.
No.
Yes,
he had a lot of changes, but to say
just because he got no more nuts don't mean
he went through a lot, man. He went through a lot.
To me, like it's tough to say any one particular character. I feel because there's been, I mean,
I would
Jon
say
Snow
Arya.
died, come back. Arya went
but
learn the
no,
many phase god
Arya-
secrets.
Arya-
Sansa
she had
been
the most
getting
effect.
raped and been like with,
Yeah, but
with
she didn't have
Joffrey
that
and,
much.
like,
but
Sansa to me is
Sansa
the
grew as a freaking
Growth of
character.
woman, yes.
Sansa had Sansa had the worst in this shit. To me, Sansa is one of the people. To me, Sansa is one of the people that had it the worst. Who?
Daenerys had it.
Daenerys is another one. Daenerys is another one that had a fucked up like.
Tia had it worse. Tia, when he went for up there to down, tortured, this and
Jon
that.
Snow died.
Yeah.
And he was sent to the wall as
But
well.
he come back. You choose the
You
wall.
was a bastard.
No, you choose the wall or
raised,
nuts.
You was raised. You was raised
give me
as
the
a
wall.
bastard that was shitted on for all your life growing up as Jon Snow.
Yeah, so you can
Then
say, yeah.
you died. You went up to the north. They didn't respect
You have to
like
die for people to give you some respect.
Jon Snow. That's why to me, like to say who had it the most it's hard to say that.
It would be. I was so far from.
There's a lot of people that
without-
fucked up situations.
Just from the top of my head, it would have to be either Arya, Daenerys, or
Yeah.
Sansa.
Arya, because
Although
she
personally,
go
I
through
like
that
Tyrion.
one.
I like Tyrion, but in
I
terms
like
of
Tyrion. But
development and growth,
it would be one of those three.
Yeah, no, for, Arya I felt was definitely because when I started watching the show, I never started watching until they were building, and I started watching it, and I was like, I like this girl.
I mean, the whole series, I feel like Arya was a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Arya, like
From day one,
the
and I
whole-
like her.
What she was when she was out there with Needle and the Hound and whatever, and
sorry,
killing
San-
people off a list and all
At
of
a
that.
certain point, I find Sansa should have died.
Her chair was nice too.
I find Sansa should have died at a certain point, but maybe I'm glad that she
Okay.
didn't die
Also,
because she kind
You wanted Sansa to die?
Yeah, I had a kind of one.
At a certain point with Joffrey,
that
at
whole
a certain
Joffrey
point,
thing,
I was hating her. Like her love for Joffrey and stuff early
When-
on.
I ain't gonna lie,
and I
yeah.
wanted Joffrey to die. I was so glad when it finally happened.
Yeah.
But
You was gonna bring up.
that scene with Arya and Gendry,
Gendry, yeah.
like, was I the only one that was like, yo, this is the most awkward shit I ever watched?
Me too, right? I
I
felt
wasn't
wrong.
sure whether to look at the screen or
I
not.
felt
I
wrong.
was like, this
I felt
girl
wrong.
12?
I felt wrong
This girl
until
ain't 12?
somebody sent me a
Is she not
video
12 though?
and said she's 22. So I was like,
What?
Yeah, her real life actually she's actor. She's 22. So I was like,
I felt like I was watching a 16-year-old
that's why.
fucking, and
for
I was
me,
like, but
for me, in real life, you're 22, but in that show, you like 14, 15.
yeah, and that's why to me that was it was
Yeah.
everything about that scene was just so awkward to me.
So nobody gonna talk about the fact that like, oh okay, so maybe you didn't watch it. So what still, as much as it has been, you can say quote unquote normalized in the show.
Oh, the incest
The
between
whole
Cersei and Jaime.
That has a whole nother story.
It ain't that my point. Am I correct me right now? I think my thing is right. That woman know that's your nephew.
Yeah,
And you still want
and
the
you still
throne?
come, but yes, I don't love I don't love him as much as I
the
love
Aegon
you.
and the Targaryen.
If you love, look. If you love me, I already tell you what to do already.
Yeah.
Keep it a secret. If I love you, if you love me, I took it already. And I'm like, are you die hell? I can understand that was your mission, but that's your.
So basically, Daenerys looking for the dick even now that she know.
Yeah,
No. She shouldn't for dick. She want a throne. Because I was so full.
But
where I
how
think she
does
felt
she get
bad.
the
she want both. She want her cake and eat it too. She wanted the throne and she wanted the dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but then I could see she felt bad now because I was so full now. She seen that everybody talking more with John and Riley and John, and she have nobody to talk to.
But even her things as well. Even her advisors looking to a point. Even Tyrion and
She is more smart to put him.
what bald guy name?
Varys?
Ferret? No, not Ferret.
He had
The eunuch?
Yeah, the eunuch.
He have no nuts.
Lord Varys.
No nuts. So now he and Tyrion,
Just like the Unsullied.
at one point, yeah,
Grey
outside
Worm
of
and he
nuts.
homie.
Yeah, he got no nuts either.
What's going on with people walking over me?
Yo, is nutless incest.
Wow, yo, Game of Thrones
yo,
fucked
Game
up
of-
in a lot of ways.
You know,
You was born to be a warrior, so you can't have no nuts, no
Yeah.
penis, nothing.
Because
they have a penis.
the whole idea is like to keep
They
them
have-
focused type of thing
They have a
because
penis. No, they have
they're not
penis.
gonna
Okay, they
get.
have a penis. They have no nuts because they can't procreate. They don't.
They was born, they were burst to war.
Yeah,
That's
We
it.
don't want them being consumed and distracted by the pleasures of the flesh and
Because don't forget the Grey
they-
Worm,
they're super
Grey Worm
drastic with
and
it.
Homegirl went
Yeah.
at it. So he had to at least have a tool.
you don't know that.
I don't know.
All right, who y'all think gonna take the throne? Because somebody's supposed to take it, right?
I personally, I
Predictions.
think.
Style speaking, Jon Snow don't get it.
Yeah, I think, but then John, that show, Johnson don't want nothing, eh? Like everybody keep giving him stuff. He like, I
But
don't
that's
want to be
if-
king. I don't want to.
It depends. It depends how
know,
you
boy.
choose to look at it. If you're looking at it purely based off a story, I would say it makes more sense if Jon Snow gets it.
He's nice. He's strong. He's a good leader. And seeing back then was more like male
To me,
dominated.
up until this season, I would have said Daenerys.
Yeah, because her drive and her will for it, right?
Not only that,
Not
her
only
power,
that, it was up until I feel like this season, the whole thing was like, yeah, you're the rightful person that should be there, and the way you was going about it, freeing the slaves and all of that is
but
like,
it turned out-
it's recent times that you start seeing the other side of Daenerys, where it's like, okay, you seem kind of authoritarian, like right before this season, then the 7th season, I would say, about then you start seeing when she just like, okay, so you don't want bend the knee, cool, you can get burned, that's it.
that's the
Like
problem. And
from then,
yeah.
I feel like it started to be like
And
before then.
what Tyrion say, both of them having a choice is better. Why? Because then they balance each other. One is strong and one is weak. So one is kind of hurting,
Compassionate, I guess.
you
Yeah.
know. So have both of them is good. I'm gonna lie to you, but to only have John there, he too, I think a little too soft, a little bit. But then Daenerys, she might really turn really.
yeah.
So you're saying we should just have an incestual
Listen.
king and queen and let them
No,
rule?
I
as
ain't
a-
Yeah,
say
I mean,
that.
going
I
on
say that.
already, so might as well not continue to fight. I mean, what the fuck?
So
Yo,
she's pregnant with Jamie Child.
but you see, that's the thing. As much as I talk about how
Game
he
of
had
Thrones,
baffled me, how it had baffled me that the fact that homegirl still want to fuck she nephew. There's no way that could take precedent over the fact that a sister and a brother just constantly fucking.
Yeah.
They had like 2 kids with each
Three.
other.
and they're so
Three.
dedicated about
And
it.
now the
It's
fourth
like,
one now come
And
in.
now it reached to a point like
It's 4.
Xerxes just so thinking about this, she just don't give a damn. She just open up the door and homie just there in her bed and everybody else just seeing it or know about it and it's just like, yeah, I fucking my brother, so what?
yeah.
That's
And it's-
wild. That's wild.
But from like, I believe the first season, they show you how serious it is when Jamie pushed Bran out the window to start all the shit
yeah.
and turn Bran into the tree-eyed
Yeah.
crazy ass raven. Like, I don't know what the fuck going on with Bran ever since.
Yo.
Bran been broken ever since.
Yo, Brian, I ain't gonna let Brian character know to piss me off. That whole tree I read this shit. I'm like, yo, if you don't shut your cripple ass, fucking go roll somewhere, you dumb scut, man. Yo, Brian,
man, yo.
boy me dog.
No, the man sits
Man,
and stares. Okay, the man sits and stares.
Bran turned into Jaden Smith. In my opinion, that's like his character.
Elaborate.
The shit that Brandon said, you tell me you cannot imagine Jaden. There was this point in time when Jaden Smith was doing nothing but tweeting all kind of shit about like the babies can breed in the like a lot of nonsense this man was tweeting at the point in time, had him be like, yo, I'm a Twitter philosopher.
I don't follow this man like that.
And
so
then
I
the character that he played in The Get Down, I don't know if y'all watched that show on Netflix. It was about like the origins of hip hop and shit like that. Nas was one of the narrators
I
and
heard
shit.
about it.
It was a dope show, but the character he was played in, that was like super weird and out there
Yeah.
type of
So
kind of
himself
like
to something.
yeah, but kind of like the dude from Atlanta, the weird guy in Atlanta, not Donald Glover,
No, it's
the homie Lakeith Stanfield, his character. Jaden is very like that type, and I feel like Bran became like that pretty much ever since he became the Triad Raven.
Yeah, listen, right?
He just be
When
like
you
in
the
his
ice
own
guy,
world.
When you
Pretty much.
when you the fear of the past and the future, you just gotta
You
sit
just
down
become
and
weird.
just watch it and leave life take its course because
I would,
And have your eyes roll up
Bran
and you turn into ravens and fly away and shit like.
in the beginning, I had thought like, yeah, but Brian might be the one that would, champion and push behind until he get his ass pushed out the window for not listening
that was
about
it.
climbing
I
shit, and then that was
I
it.
swear like later on like he'll get his legs. I was like, yeah, good, get back your legs. Yes, but then
I thought so to a certain extent as
Hold
well,
on.
but hold on.
poor dog. Yeah.
Hey, hold on, was loyal though.
Hold the door.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. When that whole episode had come out, I was like, wow,
Hold the door.
I like how they
It
are
was sad.
spinning that.
It was sad though.
I like how they
it
are
was
spinning.
sad.
I would have never guessed that.
That's
Hey,
where hold
That's what he
Last
taking it from.
word.
I like how they had do that.
Before his seizure.
I like how they do that.
Yeah. but
Somebody
that was
else
sad.
who I find don't get enough credit is because he a little, I ain't gonna say a little bitch, he a little coward. Samuel Tully. Yo,
What credit do you feel he's not getting that he deserves? Elaborate a little.
the fact that he, because of him, they found out how to kill a White Walker. Because of him,
No, that's true.
Jorman Greymon, who protect Daenerys, before he
But
died.
you know why?
He's still alive.
You know
so
why
she
he
could
could
have
die
died
though?
long time.
Like in every show they must have a certain role, right? I think he won't die because then he is the person. He's like one of the smart people who know about the history and the research
Yeah,
stuff.
he's- yeah.
So that's why I don't think he could die or either
No,
Tyrion.
I think he. I think Tyrion gonna dead now, and they gonna
He's
upset
smarter,
me.
he's
and they gonna
smarter.
upset me, but I think Tyrion gonna dead.
He's too
I
smart,
think
man.
Cersei gonna kill either Tyrion and Jamie or both of
Cersei.
them.
You keep calling her the dude from Sparta. I'm the 300.
Oh shit, Cersei.
Xerxes.
Wait, pause. That is the same actor, eh? But not the man, but the woman who play as Ting wife.
Oh shit.
I'm like, if you gonna tell me Cersei, it's Xerxes.
And that's why I said not the man, but the wife who
Yeah,
play
yeah,
the.
I didn't know this
thing.
until you just said.
I
But
didn't know
yeah,
too until I
it's
wasn't
true.
recent. I was like, oh, what is for you back then?
who?
So Leonidas' wife is Cersei.
Huh.
It's same actor,
See,
but
I
it's
don't know
back
what
then.
Leonidas' wife looked like.
Yeah,
Like, she wasn't a big.
She was
role in
she
the
like
show.
brown hair.
Yeah.
Oh la.
But
I remember the
Cersei,
character, but I mean, she didn't play a big. I don't know what her face looked like.
incest woman.
It's
Okay.
Cersei Lannister.
Home girl who fucking her brother. But I think she gonna kill.
it's wild and
She
wild.
just
Start work. Go watch Game of
she
Thrones.
just-
man.
Either
You have a
watch
lot of
it,
fun.
either just watch it or leave it alone.
But okay, but then the question
Just accept
the
it.
question is no.
That's what's going on.
You have to give an answer now. Let's say who you think will be on the throne. Literally,
I think story wise, John.
Yeah.
If I had to go personal, yeah, it's still John.
So that's two Johns.
I mean, Cersei went there.
I don't even know.
Cersei for
You
sure.
won't
not
be
sitting on
surprised if they flip it and Cersei's win there.
Nah, Cersei.
That would be
went
really
there.
messed up, eh?
Cersei,
Yo, and
Cersei
kill
need to
everybody.
die.
That would be wild. That could be wild, eh?
That would be tense for you.
And that'd be a
then,
big wild thing.
I don't. Yo, it's only 2 more episodes. It's today and next week. So some wild shit gotta be going on today.
They must do
Because
something
next week
drastic.
is the season finale.
I can't wait to hear y'all reactions at the end.
I probably gonna be vexed again. And I seen it. They going to upset me. They going to upset me.
Can't feel everybody, boy.
I just waited to see how they gonna get me vexed. That's all. Because it's only 2 more episodes. They
Yeah.
have a lot of storylines to fit in 2 episodes.
Yep.
So either a lot of people gonna die this week and next week, or just it gonna be some. I ain't gonna call it easy and lazy work, like how they kill the White Walkers. Cause Arya just come, kill homeboy, everybody dead.
But question though, like, who all is actually in running for the throne though?
Only-
It's just
only
Cersei,
two.
Jon,
Daenerys.
Daenerys.
No, John don't want a king.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, who all
he's the only one that
can
could
become?
take it.
Who all
it's
is
only, It's
eligible?
only those 3 now. Everybody else dead.
family wise, who's supposed to be on the throne right now is John. Seeing that he was the son
If you go
of
by hierarchy,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
them. And then after that, it's just supposed to be John, really realistically. But after that,
There's nobody else. Other
it's
than
only
them 3.
Daenerys and Cersei right now because John is helping, as promised, help her. The throne, and then
Yeah,
he
this
go
man
back north.
bend the knee and all that, but then that's just like everybody said, they might
He
end
did
up
it?
giving
He
it to
did?
him. Yeah, he bend the knee to Daenerys.
Kind of like, and also supposedly Arya going down King's Landing and go fuck up Cersei or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
With
she.
the hoe,
I don't know what
she's
she's
trolling.
going. I don't know
She
what
decided to leave or something like that. She had said from the north.
She said she going to leave, and then the Hound was like, "Yeah, I'm not planning on coming back," and she was like, "Yeah, me neither." So I was like,
That cool, man. Like,
Bye.
both of them as the best friends as on journey. That I okay with that.
No, but I didn't even really think about that properly enough. Was like,
We
what's
kinda
she really going to go do down there? 'Cause
Hey, this whole ITV is a possible thing. The brown eye,
ITV.
blue eye, the ITV, the blue eye. You see, are you didn't hear about that?
Heard something about that.
Wow, that's why that was a big thing. They said like back then, when the witch, the red witch, saw Arya first. That was in the forest. I think it was 4 or 5. She looked into her eye and say, "I see you killing 2 people, or killing people with these eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes,
And then,
yeah.
yeah,
And then
reference it to the White
one-
Walkers and
follow
stuff.
you.
So one is the king, and they say I think who have brown eyes is Cersei. That they say maybe Arya might kill her to the prophecy that they,
if she kill her, then
because then
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how.
but she on her list too. Remember now she was there when she saw her father get chopped off.
Yeah.
So
I
she
mean, I guess that
she
would
is
kinda
number
make
one
sense,
on the
though.
list. She was
Number
number
one
one
contender.
list. Yeah.
I mean, if you kill a white the king of the White Walkers, who the hell is Cersei?
Yeah, but sure, yo, I'm gonna lie to you, but I tell you, boy, how she just passed out people. I was shocked. She just, I was a little hair for the man, like he like,
And that they played. That's the only good part of that episode.
Ninja Man Boy.
That is the
She jumped
only
into that.
good part of that episode. Other than that, anyway, we're not getting back to that kind of end up cussing and then
Piss
it'll be
you
a
off.
whole other something. We're
But
going on.
yeah.
Yeah, we going on
2 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
it's about that time
last
to wrap
minute
up.
plugs, King.
Yeah, go check out the music if y'all haven't heard it. I mean, there's lots of stuff out there from the Three Conscious Cats as well as Mr. King, FBR, Criminal, Real. What's the other one? Flyover. There's lots of shit. I don't remember it by name off the top of my head, but go check out Three Conscious Cats music and Mr. King and listen to all of them.
And Anthony.
Yeah, people check out thefittingstation.com, the FITTING station.com. Yeah, we do brand designs and photography. Your next stop, definitely. Check us on Instagram, the Fit Station, FITT, then Station. That's over Facebook. That's as well as LinkedIn, I believe. And yeah, drop in, say hello.
For me again, like we were saying in the beginning, y'all check out Kyle Wati for your biodegradable straws. Make sure you tell all your people who have bars, who have restaurants, go check it out. It's a worthy cause. It's betterment for the island, as well as for the party goers. If you're interested, every Monday there's going to be a new team in John Doe and here in Amsterdam. It's called Curious. Are you curious? So that's the new theme. It's going to be mostly hip hop, R&B. We're going to try to throw a little bit Caribbean vibe as much as possible. But that's going to be every Monday from tomorrow. But you probably ain't gonna hear this until like Tuesday, Wednesday. But from time you hear this, every Monday, we in John Doe. If you feel like releasing some stress on Monday, come through. Woods gonna be playing as well. He's going to be one of the resident DJs there for that party. And again, like my normal message, we gotta stop smarting people in general. Stop depending on the government. We're gonna do more together that we do separate. Or you gotta look out for yourselves.
Definitely.
And yeah, fuck the government.
What a plug. What's up, dude?
So Rashid, you got anything you want to let the people know?
Yeah, man. Catch me on the LinkUp podcast every week. Sometimes I do, sometimes I not. But that's part of the surprise.
Contradiction. Catch me every week. Sometimes not.
I know. He there every week, but sometimes
I am the mic and sometimes I'm not.
This is actually something I wanted to say in the beginning. I guess I gotta start saying this in the beginning because some people still don't know as well. If you look in the description, you could drop down. You have all the topics of what we actually do talk about. I don't know if you've been paying attention that much or not, but we do have that. So if you don't want to hear a specific topic, or like for example, if you haven't caught up to Game of Thrones and you don't want to hear that part of this episode, for example,
fast
you
forward.
can just skip it. Or
You gotta
fast
skip the
forward.
last half hour.
Even though I mean it was the last part of the episode, just leaving you know you have that option to check out what parts of the conversation we talked about and for how long. So you have that option to zone in and zone out how you please. Yeah, that's about it.
Alrighty then, I think Kana said a mouthful there. I feel like he said everything that needed to be said. So yeah, peoples, we'll see y'all the next time we link up.
Oh wait, and we'd like to thank Anthony for coming through.
Yeah, of course.
Anytime.
Yes, we appreciate you.
I mean,
taking the
this one
time.
was long planned. Like we've been rescheduling. And,
Yeah, it's-
That's life, man.
We've been
Life.
trying to get this one to happen for a while.
It's
Never
been
know.
having to come out for a while, but glad we get to through. It was a good conversation. I hope everybody get a good feel of how you start and what you're trying to bring, not only to the island, but
And learn all about nude photography.
and all of his secret files. You know, we get a little insight. You know, the fellas get a little insight how to tell. You know the
fake booties.
the fake booties
The
or not.
fake
So
booties,
before you
yeah.
go and make another model on Mother's Day, do your research. That's my closing.
Make sure it's real. Now we try to say that.
Again, people, happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, people.
All right.
We shall see y'all the next time we link up.
Yo.
Later.